Hello, everyone. Welcome back to a new episode of It's a Progressive World, a lighthearted show about everything and nothing. As always, you can find timestamps down below, and please like and subscribe. Alrighty, Sam, we're back after a few weeks. Haven't had a video, but there are quite a few funny things to look at. I'm just loving all these Jeff Epstein and Stephen Hawking videos, which I'll show to you in
You,
a bit.
yeah, usually Camille is not too impressed by Jeffrey Epstein updates, but this time around, for some reason, he's really into it. And I think the reason are largely Instagram
Yeah.
videos, which we get to see some of them, which are, man, they're so good. Anyways, today we're gonna again talk a bit about geopolitics and global news first a little, and then just take a brief look at some fun news about fun characters. Nothing, again, there, I feel like even though we are taking longer and longer breaks, less and less happening during our, like it's like, okay, these guys are not having a show. Let's just guys hold it back on the
No.
supply. Yeah. Like really, I don't know, maybe
Nah, I mean,
our
there were
interest level changed or
no, but there were so many videos. Like, hold on, where is it? We have one right here. Oh shit, they actually closed something. I'll open it. But so many
no, the
videos like this
Mearsheimer.
John Mearsheimer thing. There's no two-state solution. Like a few of these that we watched and even shared among each other. I think the last few weeks. But I mean,
Mm,
when you're removed after a week, you don't want to go back. So I think like if you had to do a show every week, you would just include all those
fair enough.
videos.
That's true. Yeah, that's no, that's
Anyway,
100%
like there's
true.
like 10 Finkelstein videos that you could pull up right now.
That's yeah.
Him, Adam Dershowitz, part 48 or something,
This
which I love, I must say. But I mean, there are just so many things. Yeah. But then
true that, true that. Yeah,
in
no,
that sense, you know, but nothing
I'll
has happened in the past few weeks. I mean, aliens, they've decided that, it's no longer alien season. They're no longer getting covered in the news, so they're out of
as much.
topic. Yeah.
There,
And I
no,
guess,
there was.
oh yeah,
I didn't share it with you. There was
the
one on the
season's
hill a
greeting
week ago.
video on aliens,
It,
wish
there,
everybody on Earth a happy new year.
it was another video titled "This is a game changer, guys."
Oh.
This one, trust me, please, trust me, this one is gonna change everything. And it was that I didn't watch it, but I saw the title on the hill. But no, you're right. It's just I feel even John Mearsheimer and Norm Finkelstein videos are sort of like they're done that, so it's kind of like
I mean,
because
that's what
they
a podcast is. You revisit the same topic every week because I mean, people have
no, but
interest
that
in that
topic sometimes
topic.
evolves.
Hey,
Like
listen, we have Israel,
sometimes it
we have
doesn't.
Israel and Palestine, which is a fresh
Wow,
topic, you
wow.
could say, for past 2 months or so. So yeah, it evolves. But listen, Sam, it's Christmas break. Just like weekends, a big part of the world agrees. Okay, there's a ceasefire agreement on like human, developments. Okay, everybody just stays put for 2 weeks.
On
Yeah, just in general and everything, and then you
do
pick
they?
up again where you left off.
All right. Okay. Yeah. I
Uh,
mean, if
Last week
if
of
you're
December.
subscribing to the Gregorian calendar, sure. But yeah, in Iran,
Yeah, in
nothing
parts
is
of the
stopped.
world.
Yeah,
Yeah. And we're not covering
yeah. I
Iranian
was
news
going
here.
to
I know.
work normally. I mean,
Yeah.
man,
But I mean, our
but
podcast, the focus is slightly more on the
Western
West.
oriented.
Yeah.
Yeah. I feel like anyways, okay, okay. By the way, did you I mean did you enjoy your holidays, obviously?
Yeah. Yeah.
Where do you stand on Iranians celebrating Christmas in Iran with a tree?
Oh, no.
Yeah, I know,
But
right?
that's also
That
the worst part. Stop. I mean, okay, if your celebration
that
is going for a Christmas dinner or even better, a Christmas lunch, then okay, that I
party.
agree. Yeah, that you
A Christmas party.
celebrate. Yeah.
Lunch? Who
No,
does
oh yeah,
Christmas
no,
lunch in
some
Iran?
no. Oh, but I
In
mean, some people they have Christmas like the meal during the day, right? Like you remember
yeah,
when
in
we used to
Europe,
go, yeah. So if
like
that's one
Westerners.
part that you want to copy, that sounds like a really good one. I'll be up for that.
All right, okay, you have some personal
That's
situation,
fun.
but I mean, I'm just saying the normal thing is to have a Christmas party or something. You know what I mean?
No,
Like,
why are they picking all the bad stuff? No Christmas party, no tree. Focus on the gifts and the toys. If
but the
you're a
tree,
kid, and then the
the
drinking
kids.
and eating for adults.
Yes, yes. That's the
get
part
to
they
have
no,
their
that's
fun.
the parts they copied. But at
Okay, that's
night,
good.
not during the day with your grandma.
I
It's
would
not, like
suggest during the day.
it's you like eating. It feels I feel like the takeaway here is that you would support eating no matter what.
Yeah,
But
pretty much.
but no, I feel the tree man, especially because if you have a kid, I get it because the
Yeah.
media has become globalized and the kids love the tree and the Santa Claus and all that. And even by the way, young kid, not like more than 7, that's enough. I feel like, for a above 7-year-old,
Yeah.
I mean, come on. Uh, but the tree and they're just a couple and on Instagram, Merry Christmas to
Yeah.
you
I mean,
all
listen.
from Tehran.
Yeah,
It's
no,
like,
that's the
chill the
thing.
fuck
If
out.
Christmas, okay, let's say if you're someone who's born in the States or something with like a
Oh, that's different.
with
Yeah,
like a Christian
that tradition.
background, then that's like the only tradition that it's the one you've grown up with, fine, you do it,
Or
right?
yeah, even
If
even
they
you're
also
Muslim.
did like the Iranian version and like full fast with everything, I would equally say you could equally say the same thing. Imagine if they set up like a Nowruz table, although that is perhaps more interesting
That's normal
than a
though, I
Christmas
feel.
tree,
No, come
but
on. Having a Nowruz table for a Iranian, I feel is normal.
for
But having
Iranian,
a
yeah.
Christmas.
No, but imagine if it was the reverse. So it's just like some
Oh,
random
yeah, that's
American.
man, that's
Like,
why I
okay,
always
celebrate Nowruz a bit, but you don't have to recreate.
Man, I completely agree with you. That's
Yeah.
why most of the leftists I hate, like, oh, in Iran, this year we decided to do the Chinese New Year and
What?
get into
No.
touch with the half of the left is
You're
that, don't you
joking.
think?
No, not
Or half
Chinese
of
New Year. Nobody
liberals,
celebrates Chinese New Year. I don't think
or
anybody
some.
knows when it is.
Ah, there were some in UK, I feel like. Maybe not so much, but yeah, they get into with South American or Indian like culture and they
Yeah.
become really ingrained to it. I don't know. Yeah, but I agree. Just stop adopting different people's. Just do your own shit.
Except the eating part.
Yeah, that's
The eating,
completely
drinking.
you can add your local ingredients to the mix.
If
That's
you want,
as much
that too.
if you want. That's
But you
like
don't have
that's
to. If you
allowed.
want to do it the exact same way, that's
Yes, you
okay.
don't have to. That whatever you like, but it would be preferable if you add some local ingredients.
But okay, all right. So let's just get started a little bit. So,
Finished with our Christmas talk.
man, yeah.
So
But look at this.
yeah,
This
man,
has
this
to be
is
like the most impressive,
yeah, I know, right?
earthquake
I
resistance
know, right?
ever. They're like, yeah.
They keep man,
Well, I
okay,
mean,
so there was this,
242 people are
let's see,
missing. Sorry, I didn't. I still remember it as, there were like barely any death tolls at all in the beginning.
about I think about 50, something like
Oh,
that.
really? I thought it was even less.
Originally it was just 6, but no, it seems to have
Yeah.
been around. I don't know. I don't know. But at any rate, there was an
No,
earthquake
death
in
toll
Japan.
92 now. Sorry. So I take some of
Oh,
that. Yeah.
92.
Yeah.
So the earthquake happened in Japan at the magnitude of 7.6.
Yeah.
Exact magnitude of earthquake that happened in Turkey
Mhm.
a year ago, pretty
Jesus
much.
Christ.
And in that one,
The
about
Turkey-Syria
600,000
one.
people died. Yeah, yeah, the Turkey Syrian. In that one,
That many,
600,000
shut up. That
people.
many people died?
Pretty much. No, I'm exact. 50, I don't know. I just added just whatever.
No,
Three
I'm just
million.
curious.
I think
But it
50,
was the same,
50,000.
right?
Yeah, it was the same magnitude. What was the death toll?
Yeah, I'm trying to find it.
7.8
No.
to 0.2
Yeah.
higher.
Yeah, 60,000, 59,000 dead.
60,000.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ, man.
50,000
And in
in
Japan,
Syria.
less than 100 so far have been
Yeah.
confirmed. No, and man, the videos, they were showing the videos that like the buildings shaking and
Yeah.
all that. And it just shows you again, before the show started, we were talking about infrastructure.
I don't
It's just, man, the infrastructure is just awesome. Like, can they please immediately come to Tehran? And because that's like my biggest
Well,
phobia.
if you
It's not
have the
even a phobia,
money
it's a
and the
rational fear.
investment and the focus on it, I
Can't the
guess.
government subsidize it for me and does all the arrangements?
That's a
I think
very
that
good,
would be
but that
that.
too, yeah.
Can you sort it out? It's getting really. But yeah, man, it was the videos were amazing. The buildings were all like shaking but not falling apart. And there was even like some like as a Iranian because you always have to go and I don't know paddle the snow off the roof.
Yeah.
Just you
Yeah.
have to do that. and they were showing all these videos that the snow was just falling off the roof itself because of the earthquake. It was amazing. It was like helped them in some sense.
Well, except I guess that yeah,
Yeah, except the
the
100 people
four
who
three
passed
hundred
away.
fifty people, yeah, including the missing ones.
Yeah, hopefully they be found, I guess.
I mean, I doubt it.
And
But when is this article from? A day ago. So this news goes back like 5 or 6 days. I mean,
yeah, and and there was one news item on DW or CNN. It was quite funny, man. They were showing a guy who was like they ran out of his stories about like how Japanese earthquake. So this guy was just looking for his cat, not even his cats that
no,
lives in his apartment,
just
the
cats.
street cat that he fed since Corona started, and he really liked it. Like he was looking for that cat. I was like, come on, man, let's just go to Gaza. Let's just go cut to Gaza. It's not, this is not. Yeah. But yeah, anyways, good
Yeah.
technology, man. Good technology. Well done. Well done.
Yeah, I
So
see that
I
my
think,
wife is already looking for because need to get a new suitcase. One broke, so I see that she's already looked on some on her computer or something. So I'm already getting targeted.
man,
We
tell
like
her
it came back
to,
yesterday.
man, recently I found this because we had an exact suit like the black one there with the
Okay, okay.
advert, yeah, yeah, and it broke. The bottom broke, the hard part, right? And tell her to come to Iran, تجریش از ایران, and they fix it for no cost. I think $2, or no, $3. Amazing.
Yeah, maybe
They
we'll do
are
that.
so good. Yes, just the ticket might be a bit pricey, a bit pricey. Anyway,
But yeah, well,
so
I
what's
mean,
that?
maybe some people don't
Huh.
recommend going to the region. U.S. Navy
Oh
forces
yeah, that's
retaliate
but
against Yemen's Houthi killing.
my uncle included, traitors who don't want to visit your families. You're like,
Sam, can you guarantee
another
my
war.
security? Can you guarantee my...
Oh, Egypt and Somalia, sorry, I can't come to Turkmenistan.
There was a
But
brawl in Australia. It was a big brawl. 20 people were
so
involved, okay? So I'm not
somebody called the European name. The tensions are high, so I can't come, right?
Hey, but in Iran, I didn't actually. Oh, I didn't
No,
see
no,
you didn't put that up. So I guess ISIS also claimed, in a way. I mean,
I
it's
did.
absolutely
I thought,
not really related to this, probably. But
I'm pretty
um,
sure I did.
oh yeah, sorry, it's right here. Sorry.
Sorry. But
It's literally
before
the
that,
news after. Yeah, the
before there
Suleiman
was,
funeral
uh,
killing. Yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
yeah, I mean, just the Israeli-Gaza situation is continuing on today. Again, Blinken visiting Middle East as every other weekend is saying that to this time, guys, Israelis pinky promise they're gonna kill less civil. Oh, they just killed the whole family. They burned them alive. Oh, okay, I'm going back there. I'm going back there. So that's happening. But one of the more hilarious parts are, man, because I can't, like, there was these are mostly on Iranian news items covered, but on BBC Persia and all that. But as you know, Houthis turn out to become the more active supporters of Hamas during this whole Israeli Gaza conflict. And they've been attacking ships and then stuff. And then America
But I
warned
mean, they've
them that,
always
come on.
been, but they've been attacking ships for like years,
No,
right?
no,
So the
no, 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 no,
no,
no, not since the ceasefire 2 years ago, almost a year and a half or something. No, nothing like that, man. All the major shipping lines were working there until they
yeah.
basically started bombing, and then now five of them, like major ones, are not, and nobody's insuring the ships and all that. So. No, the situation changed. But the hilarious part is Yemen, again, let's remember, this is a poorest country, poorest Arab country, usually referred to poorest country in Middle East, a population of, I think, less than 10 or something around 10. And they just had a civil war, all that stuff. And it's hilarious. They came on BBC Persia, and even like their international experts from like Sana has a knife. Like everybody from Yemen apparently has a knife. I didn't know this,
You
but
need one,
like come,
fam.
like it's like yeah,
A
this is a
sword or a
professor
knife?
from a state university, and yeah, he's here with a Kalashnikov apparently. So here you, yes, hello there. It's like, and he was with a knife. He was being interviewed, and they told him, so yeah, you've been attacking ships, and Americans are saying that they're gonna, start attacking you if you do that, and you know. America is America, like the most powerful nation, and you're, you know, four people with, with funding from, nowhere pretty much and all that. Are you sure you want to do this? And then the Yemeni guy was like, America is going to attack us. We will attack us and we will attack America. It's, man, it's hilarious. Just the nation of four is now threatening America, like the most mighty army in the world, and they're kind of like
Well, yeah, they're
they might have
strategically
a
located.
exactly they're strategically located and they're willing to pretty much die while Americans are not. So I'm not sure if there's any way they're gonna lose in this one. But yeah, and then Americans following this, by the way, they blew up a couple of ships of Yemenis, and then Iran sent the ship there, Navy ship there. It's yeah, the whole thing is crazy basically. Nobody knows, but it's not safe. Don't go
Yeah,
there.
hopefully it doesn't
That
get much
part don't
worse.
go.
And then, yeah,
There
the way
was
it's good,
also
yeah.
a terrorist attack in Iran at the anniversary of the death of Qasem Soleimani at near his burial place or memorial place. Two bombs went off and about 100 people died.
Yeah.
So yeah, and then it's ISIS claimed
For
responsibility.
yeah, for
There are a
regional, and
couple
I
of
mean,
things.
I
Mm.
guess ISIS probably, I guess they did probably do it if they claim responsibility, but for quote unquote regional tensions, it's kind of good thing that ISIS came out and said it was them, right? And then like it was just over.
Well, the thing is a bit suspicious because it did take them a long time to claim it, first of all.
They
Second of all, I
But
mean,
they
it's
always usually
not.
take half a day to a day, but like I don't know why there's always that delay, but I
No,
feel like there
no,
is
no.
always that
This
delay.
one was 3 days, I think.
Oh, really?
And
So
this,
the
I mean,
message, I think I told you, go Christmas break, things are slower, even in even in the region
even
in Middle
the
East.
people who consider people who, do Christmas
Still affects
themselves.
them.
Yeah,
It's a
like
global world, okay? There's
the
still
the banking is not going through. The transactions are stuck in a. Well, no, I mean. It seems to have been, it's likely to have been ISIS, but it's not Israeli MO to do like this type of
and
action.
they took the responsibility, so I mean, who cares who it is really? It came out publicly and
Yeah,
said
but
it, so
yeah, but everybody, I mean, the best reaction was that less than like an hour of the attack, Americans were out. Guys, first of all, it's not us. We condemn any
okay,
terrorist
no,
attack,
but
and
anything.
we don't know, we don't think Israel did it too. Like America was so worried about rising tensions that
Yeah,
they preempted pretty much Israel in like, no, they didn't do it, guys. Stop
yeah.
blaming them, and it's all good. And yeah, no war, please,
Mm.
please. So that's, I mean, yeah, it does. It will happen in Kerman too. It's very close to Baluchistan area, which is sunny area. ISIS has a lot of power there. Yeah, it's likely ISIS, I would say, if I had to bet. But who knows, man?
Let's
Who
see.
can tell us?
And um but yeah, so we talked a bit about the situation.
Oh
I
yeah,
don't
and yeah, on the hill they are still trying to convince Robbie that
Jesus.
yeah, like October, I don't know, convince him of what, but that the I guess exaggeration of the events of October 7th is just a distraction. I mean, to be honest, I don't know why they are even wasting their time with this discussion because it's not even working this time around. Nobody cares about, like, they keep saying, oh, mass rape on October 7th, oh, blah, and nobody's like this time it's really not working, I feel. I
Yeah.
don't know. How about
Well,
you? Do you feel like,
no, 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 of course. I mean, yeah, that's why like Robbie's position is not that annoying because just because it has lost so much like power over the past few years, and especially with like this kind of audience here that you're kind of like, okay.
I mean, this video doesn't even have a fun part. The other one I feel like has a fun part. The last the other one. Yeah, this one, which is about, by the way, Nikki Haley's a slavery comment, and from the
Oh,
middle of it,
that was
suddenly it
so
becomes
stupid.
about
Yeah.
Gaza
Yeah, but Gaza,
and
oh
all
yeah.
that. From
all
the
over.
middle, though, I
Yeah.
feel like, yeah, you can start halfway through or something.
But this Nikki Haley thing was also so annoying.
I didn't even listen to that
Oh.
part, to be honest. I was so like, I mean, like she doesn't say it's about, yeah, it's about what, anyways.
But yeah, listen to Robbie and
I think you can
Brie.
go further,
Yeah, exactly. A
yeah,
little
in the
bit
middle, yeah.
arguing over Israel and Hamas.
Yeah, yeah.
Forcing people to go die in warfare is the most objectionable thing I could possibly think of.
Weird. I think 400
you are
years of chattel
owned-
slavery, having ritualized right to
during
get
this whole
married if
thing.
you're in a war, if you're drafted, brought across the Atlantic and kept for
With this, as applied to any other conflict, but not this one.
The difference is, Robbie, that you ignore the fact that 2.3 million Palestinians have been kept in an open-air prison for decades, after 700,000 of them that lived and were indigenous to the land now called Israel were driven out in an ethnic cleansing event in 1948 at the founding of Israel. Subsequently, they were living under those chattel conditions with a blockade where Israel won't even let them have chocolate. They have to have special passes and checkpoints like apartheid South Africa to get from one point to another. They were being kept on a starvation diet. They were not given access to medicine, food, and they were ritualistically, routinely, the lawn was mowed, where hundreds of Palestinians were kept on.
They
killed
put
on a
terrorists
yearly...
in charge of their government. Those terrorists attacked the state of
Who's the they?
Israel.
Benjamin Netanyahu?
Israel is now
All right, I'm
continuing this action until it defeats them, just as the North did to the South in the Civil
Look,
War.
I
If
think
you'd
it's
been
very
around then,
telling.
I don't know. To be consistent, I think you'd have to be saying, no, they should hold back. They should permanent ceasefire. Permanent ceasefire. That would be ridiculous because they were
What?
going to continue. Would you have
What is he
said that
saying?
in the Civil War circumstance?
What?
Wait, first of all, you're dramatically, I wasn't going to touch this because this is going long and not the point, but you're dramatically
pause.
characterizing.
You said
I think he has a slight point there, although I would say, yes, I would right now say, not see, like, the difference is, I would say the North is equivalent of gas, not that there is a exact equivalent here, right? The situation is not exactly the same, right?
One is a civil war. One
One
is
is
like the act
is
of one country, the government of one country over other people that it is kind of responsible for.
Yeah, the good analogy would be American indigenous people versus probably Andrew Jackson or something.
That would be a much better argument.
But let's say, but the good side,
I mean, the
at any
South
rate, in the
African one
American,
is a relatively
Yeah.
good one. That's why it comes up a lot too.
yeah, but they're talking about American Civil War, and in the American Civil War, the North are the good guys in our view, right?
Yeah,
Because they're
because,
anti-slavery,
yeah,
blah blah blah,
Yeah.
right?
Yep.
And Robbie's saying now you guys are calling for ceasefire because you're saying that the war is very bad and blah blah blah. Why, in that case, you advocate because North was more willing to fight than the South was, which is, by the way, not necessarily true, or I don't agree with, but some people would argue, and it's just, I mean, I'm not one of those people. A lot of people are one of those people that are saying just ceasefire, just ceasefire. No, I'm on the side of like Gaza people. I think they should fight until they get their land back. So I think you see what his point is.
Yeah, yeah.
His point is that the people
Yeah,
who are just
kinda,
calling for
yeah.
ceasefire are saying, oh, so if it was during the Civil War, you would say, let's negotiate with the slavers. Like now Hamas are the slavers. You see, that's the...
Yeah, I mean, it's just so stupid. I kind of don't really get it, but let's set that aside.
Yeah. No, play it though.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
kinda,
exactly.
Given the cost of their losses and made whole during the war. And after a very brief period where it looked like there would be some semblance of enforced equality in the South, it went out the door after Lincoln's death. And we had a very brief period where we actually had black senators elected and the like in the South. And then we had a pogrom of post-war life and indentured servitude and Jim Crow laws that were almost as bad as the slavery itself, which lasted up until the civil rights era when my parents were born. So, excuse me, this is not a historical abstraction, although for people who don't read, who live in Florida, very soon it might just be an abstraction as they're disallowed from actually taking African American classes at these state schools.
Go ahead.
But this is really real. And I do think it's very telling that the same people who I think would likely probably defend the South in the Civil War. A lot of the people who aren't understanding why the cause of freedom is so important for Palestinians. It's so important for Black people because fundamentally there are some inalienable rights which are in our Constitution, but which were not evenly applied to all human beings in the United States of America because Black people under the law were not considered to be full human beings,
and
according to our Constitution.
And I'm saying it's totally inconsistent, your view on whether is the correct course of action for a government to invade another area seeking the total elimination and destruction of an enemy government and then imposing new conditions on it.
The North was Gaza. Israel is not seeking the total elimination of a government.
Hamas is the government of the area.
You see?
Israel is in. I don't know how many experts have to go on TV and say this. Israel is doing a genocidal campaign against the people of Gaza.
They are not. That is not true.
It is 100% true.
Well, it's not.
Don't
They have
touch my
killed over
funding.
200,000 people, half of which are children. They have killed 11,000 children.
20,000.
Sorry, 20,000 children. Half of them, 11,000 of them are children. They have bombed almost every residential building in Gaza, churches, schools, universities, so that nobody can go back. They have explicitly stated a plan of ethnically cleansing them to either Arab countries in the region or to the Sinai Peninsula specifically. They are planting literal flags at the same time that their kill ratio of actual members of Hamas to civilians is lower than what the terrorists did on October 7th. This is not a pogrom. This is not an effort to get rid of Hamas. And if you are believing that and repeating that at this point, I don't know what to tell you. If they are after Hamas and they're the most ineffectual, inept, ridiculous army in the world, and they shouldn't get a cent more of American dollar, and nobody should take them seriously. By contrast, we had a country called the United States of America, half of which decided that they were willing to leave the Union in order to maintain the institution of slavery. And we fought a war to end it. They did not kill, they just randomly do sniper attacks and kill Confederate soldiers.
Briahna, that is ridiculous. They burned cities down. They killed half the entire population of military age men. There were all sorts of atrocities committed. It's fine. It's warfare. It happens. I'm not saying I'm against it or it's unjustified, but it is warfare. And that's how warfare goes.
Robbie, they killed military men? Wow, I wish they were killing military men in Gaza, but this
is warfare. It is bloody. It is destructive.
Robbie,
they blow up things. You burn them down.
I mean, the argument is just so misplaced, especially from Robbie's place, and actually connects very well to hear this interview with John Mearsheimer because
I'll
just make this point, but I mean, it was kind of done there, no?
Oh, I think so, but the ending is quite good, I think. It's
typically said, how many Israeli officials have to get on TV and say, oh, they're all Hamas? Everyone's a likely target.
If you had smartphones back then, it would look the same way.
It wouldn't, because
That's
that
not
many
true.
people. It's just, Robbie. Look, I don't have to finish this conversation with you because you're representing a viewpoint that is like nobody's, and so I'm happy to. It's your read.
That's a good
Go
point.
ahead and end the segment. I don't
That's
need
the
to
best
argue
point.
with you.
I'm representing a viewpoint that's nobody's.
Yes, I don't need to sit and argue with you that actually the Civil War was much more cruel and that the North was worse than the South and the literal genocide that we're seeing unfold
Well, that's
before
not
our
now
eyes.
you're putting word in my mouth. I'm not saying that.
You can feel free to clarify and wrap at your leisure.
Okay. I think that does it for us for today. Tomorrow on Rising, Jessica Burbank and Amber Duke will be back to take the baton for Rising Fridays, and we'll be back with you in the new year.
Be sure to like, share, and subscribe so you never miss any content. For those of you who prefer to listen while you're on the go, we're now available anywhere you listen to podcasts.
Seriously, besides Robbie, does anybody believe in any of this?
Yeah, no, exactly. That's,
That's the thing.
yeah, that's a
What's
good
the
thing.
point of these arguments anyway? But
But
anyway, sorry,
even
I
if
cut
you
you
were
off.
going, no, I'm saying even if you were going to take his arguments seriously, and I mean, yeah, I guess not many people, even if you were and it was more widespread, the framing of it, he's just so wrong. And here is what this guy tries to, in the beginning at least, right? The co-host on Unheard tries to pin John Mearsheimer, saying that, oh, are you like applying your realism thinking that you're famous about here, which I don't even understand what he was trying to pin him on here. He was kind of trying to be like, you're being a hypocrite kind of, because here you're voicing like ethical concerns for Israel-Palestine. But then at some point, John Mearsheimer just says realism has nothing to do with political realism, because that's a political theory for two states fighting each other. And here it's kind of Israel fighting against people itself in its own country. So just even that framing, like people that it's responsible for. So just the framing of, the two nations. And then Robbie too is confusing with civil war and warfare and these kind of things. And two governments going
Uh,
at each other, he's like it's Hamas versus
that's
Israel. Yeah.
yeah, I think that part is extremely true that everybody's pretending it's like two governments fighting each other, which
Yeah,
is
like Iran and
not true.
Saudi are fighting each other, like France and
Yeah,
Germany.
this is much more like, uh, yeah, American indigenous people
I
or
mean, like
something like that.
literally, like under international law, they're responsible, no? Like Israel as
Yeah,
the government.
but
Under
I mean,
any
yes,
law, though, under any
but
law, even their own
what
laws,
law? There
right?
is no law internationally. There is no law. Let's stop this
No,
nonsense
there is
about
no, but there is like a
what
law.
law.
Now, whether you say follow it or not, that like
Nobody
everybody is
follows.
kind of responsible by some government, right? There's no stateless person out there, or like they're
No,
very
there
few.
are stateless
Okay,
people.
but
Yeah,
like
but
in
but those
different versions of
Palestinians
written
under
law,
the law, under
or
the
whose
under
responsibility?
under international law, those lands belongs to Palestinians, and
Yeah.
Israeli must give it back and allow them to form their own government. So that's if you want international law. My point is
Then
nobody.
to
I'm not just Israel. Nobody cares about that. So
yeah. Yeah,
yeah,
but that wasn't really my point. It's not
sure.
where I
No,
was
you're
trying to
right.
go with it. I was just
But
trying
I'm
to
just
say,
saying,
like, what government is responsible for like people in Gaza officially, like Hamas or like the actual like Hamas slash the government of Israel, really?
no, Israel.
Yeah.
Israel should. Israel is responsible for allowing like it should allow them to do more things, but it doesn't.
Yeah. So
Basically,
yeah.
it allows them to doesn't allow them to self-govern. To be honest, sorry, but I think you made like since Ukraine, they've been trying to do this Jedi mind trick
Mm,
that Ukraine is basically Palestine.
mm,
That, oh, invasion, oh, you leftists, you guys said, oh, you invade their occupied land.
yeah.
You always go on about occupied land of Palestine. This is occupied land of Ukraine, as if like it's the same. Like they think it's just by saying the same words, like they can just fool people about the whole history, sorry, history of a
Yeah.
region. So I find it really ridiculous
No,
and
right.
I don't know,
Yeah.
childish that, oh, you said you're anti-occupation, so how come with Ukraine you're like, let's give those lands to Russia, but now with Palestine you're
Uh,
shows you kind of have a bias, I think.
yeah. Yeah,
That was
you
his
didn't like
point.
that book, but now you like this book, huh? Like, yeah, that
I
one
thought you
I
hate
didn't like.
books.
That one I didn't like this one.
You hypocrite.
Where's the
But
consistency? I hate when people weaponize the consistency kind of thing, and that's not really the meaning of it's like,
the only time I'm happy for it to be weaponized is the people who believe in it. If you believe in consistency, then I guess should be weaponized against. But no,
But
you're right.
here,
They
like
keep
he breaks him exactly where he says, he's like, okay, like I'm not here to talk about realism because I don't think it's relevant here.
No, he says,
From
yeah,
there
these are
on,
two
they
different
become like,
questions.
from there on, he's unable to try and pin him, and it just continues. But it's really funny, man. Do you know exactly where John Mearsheimer says to him, like, you're trying to screw me over? Like he says something particular.
He said, not trying to screw me over,
Yeah,
but yeah, he says the way you frame the question is making me. I think it's early on, to be honest. It's right
yeah,
here-ish. So play a bit, but I don't know. I don't know the exact.
yeah, I'll play from here a
But
few minutes. No, he
you play a
says he
bit. I
plays
will take a
something
look at my.
harsher than that, a bit like better.
There's not going to be a
I will.
two-state solution. What the Israelis are determined to do is create a greater Israel, and that greater Israel includes Gaza, the West Bank, and what we used to call Green Line Israel, Israel as it existed before the 1967 war. And the problem that the Israelis face is that there are approximately 7.3 million Israeli Jews in Greater Israel, and there are approximately 7.3 million
Minute 16.
Palestinians
Oh, cheers.
inside of Greater Israel. And that creates huge problems for Israel because they can't have a meaningful democracy when there are probably slightly more Palestinians than Israel.
This is one argument I didn't understand, because I feel like the argument that he's kind of making here, though, is the argument of why there can't be a one-state solution in a way. But that doesn't really mean there can't be a two-state solution. But the two-state solution, isn't it still like
Well,
perhaps like the most feasible, best outcome? I know that it's like very hard because people have been intertwined so much, but one-state solution seems much less feasible if you ask me. And then I guess the other solution would be for there to be only one of the two there, so one getting fully kicked out. So therefore, even if two-state solution, I know like everybody says
well,
it's like not doable anymore, is it the most doable one that at least kind of comes to imagination?
I mean, I know you have a point there. I think the ideal situation, to be honest, is one-state solution, and that's
Belongs to
Israel
me, the whole
gone.
land. No, the
No,
whole
no,
land.
no.
Me,
I
nobody
mean,
else. Actually, I don't.
oh, you're talking about the super ideal situation is Iran takes back
No,
all
not
its
that. That's
former
no,
imperial lands.
no.
Egypt,
Me
ours,
as a private individual.
Balkans. No, no. But the ideal situation is for Israel to fuck off. That's the
No, I
ideal one.
mean,
But that's
at
not
this
happening.
point, I don't know if that's even though. Like, I mean, things have happened
Why
in the
not?
past, but now we are where
No, but
we are. I mean, there
no,
are
what the fuck
7.
we are? We are. Fuck off back to wherever you came from. What the hell? Oh, I stole your stuff. We are where we are.
Listen, if you
Fuck
stole
you.
it for a long time, okay,
No, no.
then we
I'm
kind
sorry.
of
No,
I've
I'm
also
sorry.
grown attachment to this book.
Today stole it.
I can't just
I
give it
love
back
this
to
olive.
you.
I stole it and I love. So that's I like. But I mean, the thing is, I think two-state solution and one-state solution, as in a one-state solution of a multicultural Palestine slash Israel, are both equally unfeasible at this point.
I mean, the one-state solution is kind of like ideologically unfeasible as
No,
well.
I would say
Whereas
one-state solution is more feasible.
the two-state solution is kind of like, yeah, I mean, yeah, I guess
No,
people
man.
would have to like exchange lands and places between where they are kind of within what he calls like greater Israel, and things like that would have to happen. Nobody's saying it's
What?
easy, but
Two-state solution?
yeah.
No, in a two-state solution, there is no greater Israel. Greater
Yeah,
Israel
yeah,
is
no,
a
no, but I'm
situation.
saying to go from greater Israel to two-state solution, people within current greater Israel, right? Like between they have to like
Yeah,
move around for it to become two states,
sure.
for there to
But
no
that's
longer be. That's one reason why people say that we can't have a two-state solution anymore, right? They kind of mean like different parts of Palestine are no longer connected to each other, right?
yes, because of
If I understood
that's one
correctly,
of
why
the
they
yeah,
can't.
well, because
And
of
people are
the
always very,
settlements.
yeah,
Because
exactly.
of settle. But I would say, I don't know, I'm just saying one state solution in a South African situation is possible, but that would mean end of a state of Israel in many ways.
Yeah,
So
I mean that would need
I don't
yeah. I mean, I guess if you reach a point where either of these two have to happen, like maybe I guess ideologically you would have to see where it has shifted. So maybe by then, like the argument's not worth it anymore, and you'd rather, yeah, then
I don't
have
know.
a
This could be the
two-state. But
first, this could end up being the first like live stream massacre ever. You know?
yeah, I don't know. Hopefully, I mean, I don't know how much more it can really escalate. I don't know.
I mean, escalate? I don't know, but
It would
because there's
just
nowhere to
continue.
escalate to. But
Yeah,
I think
exactly. So it will just continue
I
on
don't
the
see
path
why would
that there
it stop.
was until there's like some kind of political strength. Yeah, I don't know. Something would have to change.
Oh, and not even let's say American elections, Biden loses,
No, not
Trump or
American
Republican.
elections. I'm talking about decades.
So yeah, I
Yeah.
think
Biden,
for Gaza.
this election is like the most meaningless election of
Oh
all
yeah,
time. They won't even change anything regardless who's even next. So
sure. But my point was, so I think the situation as current, like, I think Palestinians are pretty much done for, to be honest.
I don't know.
I don't
I
know.
don't know. There's no, I mean, I think we just continue, maybe worse. So you said minute 16, huh?
Yeah.
Because
And
okay, I mean, I'll
yeah.
play a few minutes before that, so you kind of see why Mearsheimer gets pissed at the co-host, at the host.
I
Sorry.
think it gets, yeah, I mean,
somewhere.
around until
I mean,
20th.
But it's pretty much every time the what's it called? The host, yeah,
Asks him a
says
question.
something, yeah.
Point where a two-state
subtle, of
solution is
course,
no
in a
longer
way.
viable.
So what should our goal be, Professor? We're here to try to work out what the world should be doing in that region. If the two-state solution you've supported for so long, you no longer think is realistic or viable, what's the plan? What should we be trying to do there?
I have no solution. I think what you're going to end up with is more of the same, which is a greater Israel that is an apartheid state.
So rather than it being specifically a critique of Israel's overreaction, it's more a sense that there is no solution here. What we're witnessing is something that is just going to carry on.
These are two separate issues here. The Substack piece that you started with, piece that focuses just on Israel's policy in Gaza and is a critique of its behavior on moral grounds. And the question of what happens with regard to relations between Israeli Jews and Palestinians is another matter. And on that front, I don't see any viable solution, because in theory, there is only one viable solution, which is to give the Palestinians a state of their own. This crisis or this conflict between the Israelis and the Palestinians can only be solved politically. It can't be solved with military force. And the political solution, theoretically, that works, the only political solution that works, theoretically, is a two-state solution. But as you and I discussed a few minutes ago, that train has left the station. So we're going.
And I don't agree with that either. And the reason why he is saying that the train has left the station is even like a more recent argument. I think he's simply saying because the conflict escalated to such a level on October 7th that we can't have a two-state solution anymore. It's that's the reason he's kind of giving.
I think he also talks about Israeli internal politics.
Yeah.
No government can be formed without the support of settlers, so.
Yeah, but I mean, maybe at some point that would seem the only option.
Within the democratic confinement of Israel, the only democracy in the Middle East, I doubt it.
To continue the status quo, which is a greater Israel that is an apartheid state. And I know it's controversial to refer to Israel as an apartheid state, but Human Rights Watch, Amnesty International, B'Tselem, which is the leading human rights organization inside of Israel, all three of these organizations have produced major reports that make it clear that Israel is an apartheid state. And they, in fact, use that language. And by the way, I follow the Israeli press very closely, and it's commonplace for Israeli elites to refer to Israel as an apartheid state. So this is the future that we're dealing with. And it's not going to be pretty moving forward.
I guess I'm just surprised that phrases like apartheid state, which are so specific to the South African experience, in other scenarios, I could see you being critical of people sloppily applying phrases to other areas that don't correctly apply to them. And some of those organizations you listed are organizations that you might have been critical of in other scenarios. I'm surprised to hear how enthusiastically you embrace the rhetoric of Israel's critics in those terms.
I mean, his argument makes no sense here, the unheard guy, though. He's kind of just like other places you say something else for something different, and it doesn't apply to here. So I think he thought like Mearsheimer would just come and talk differently. I don't know. Be like, well, it is war and Israel will win or something. I think he was like expecting something like that. Israel is stronger.
I don't think he expected something like that. I think that's how he generates the clicks to an extent, though, because he knew what Mearsheimer gonna say. That's why he was invited. I think this pushback was ready to go, because that is the usual pushback. That is like, oh, you guys are, how come Putin is not a genocidal maniac? How come only Israel is?
That's true.
Usual, sort of.
Well, I don't like words like enthusiastically. I think you're sort of setting me up for the kill here. There's no reason that someone who is a realist like me can't also view the world in moral terms. And basically, one can argue, as most realists do, that when there is a clash between realist logic and moral logic, realist logic dominates. But there are all sorts of cases where the realist logic and the moral logic are lined up and they point in the same direction. And there are other cases where realist logic is not at play and you can make a moral case for doing something. And I want to emphasize that in the early 1990s, when the genocide took place in Rwanda, I fully supported American intervention for moral reasons. There was no realist logic at play in that case. And I thought from a moral point of view, the right thing to do was to intervene. So I think it's important to emphasize, because you're pushing me in the other direction, that realists can think about the world in moral terms. And there's nothing wrong with a realist like me assessing what's going on in Gaza from a moral perspective. And to take this just one step further, you're basically saying I can't talk about Gaza without also talking about what happened on October 7th, or talking about other cases like the Russian case. And I don't accept that logic. This is not to say you couldn't do a comparative study, but there's no reason that I can't put my lenses my analytical lens on what's going on in Gaza and what the Israelis are doing. And there's no reason I can't assess it from a moral point of view.
Okay, so to apply similar kind of ideas to the US-Israeli relationship then, because that's something you've written a whole book about. What's your sense of what US as the head of the West's vital interest is in Israel? Do you feel like they are spending too much capital, treasure, reputation in defending Israel, and you'd like to see that reduce? How characterize that for us?
The United States has a special relationship with Israel that has no parallel in modern history.
That's
the United States support.
I think later on they get into it again.
No, I mean that was the big one where it says you're trying to set me up for the kill.
Yeah,
that was the line, setting me up for the kill. But yeah, and I mean, and the host also kind of accuses him in the two comments previously. He's like, you just half-assed or something like that, called this, that is just like the apartheid in South Africa. So, but I mean, he's also like accusing him of just throwing these words around. Yeah, he's like, well, but why? Why do you think he's being sloppy or just?
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, I mean, again, I wish they wouldn't just use. Anyway, but I think Mearsheimer was right completely. And I pretty much, again, like, it's just so weird because there's nobody it seems to be on the side of Israel anymore. So I find it weird when the host, who are you reflecting?
Yeah, no, that is exactly. I mean, him, Robbie.
And and also the comment sections who are like, I mean, not even like, I understand the pro-Israeli people, but they have these weird comments on the Hill and this and all that. Like, oh, thank you so much for representing both sides. Who are these people? Who are still these assholes? I want to hear a balanced view. I want to see a lively debate. The both sides represented, are they or are they not? Fuck off. Go watch a football match or something.
Seriously.
Thank you for providing this forum for the two opposing ideas to clash. Go watch a video from like 30 years ago, you asshole.
They love that. But okay, nice stuff. Should we take a little break and come back?
Yes, I was going to suggest that.
Alrighty, Sam. So we're back and we have a great video here. Although I don't know how much of it, it's not like one that we can replay. It's 30 minutes of Norman Finkelstein just absolutely destroying and showing why. Although you don't need someone of Norman Finkelstein's ability to point out that this guy is just a complete idiot, or definitely is nowadays. But I mean, such a fun listen. And yeah, I mean, we can definitely at least hear what he has to say. But Yeah, he's such an idiot.
What
Bill
happened to him
Maher.
though? He
I'm
like
sure
you
he was
always
always an idiot. You just
no
didn't know, I
you
guess.
you do like with Joe Rogan, you're always like, oh, Joe Rogan didn't used to be this stupid. But I feel like Bill Maher didn't used to be this dumb. Or were we just I don't know.
Or
By the
yeah.
way, we were both into that movie. Don't pretend you're above it.
No, but listen, Joe Rogan, and why I say that because he was like, let's say, dumb. Then
Mm.
like I felt like he was just like he got a bit smarter, it seemed, or he was just much more like relax or like open to like different things, the way he was talking and exchanging ideas. And now he's kind of just reverted to like a different to like his previous version, but just older. And he's just like crazy on like a few things and then just projects all those on people. So I don't know if he had a similar curve. Maybe at some point he was just a bit
Good
seemed
point.
like a more intelligent person or something, and then he just returned to some weird, I don't know, dogmatic behavior of always wanting to just point out how other people are they're so stupid with the way that they think and just being focused on those kind of groups. For him, it seems to be more like young collegey people, like he's kind of his obsession.
And Muslims.
And was
And Muslims, let's not forget.
Joe Rogan, he goes a little bit into
Vegans.
different areas, yeah, as well.
No, you're right. I guess Bill Maher has pretensions to smartness always, but Joe Rogan never had that or
Yeah.
was always sort of like, I don't know. Yeah, I get what you're saying.
And I mean, he's
guess.
more into politics as well. So, I mean, they're a
Yeah.
bit different.
Mm.
Joe Rogan is more into nature and,
But he's apparently he got owned. I haven't seen it, but he got owned by what's his name? Not owned, I don't know, but he had a back and forth with the Family guy. Seth MacFarlane was on his own podcast thingy, the
I
weird
feel like he
basement
probably
he
gets
has.
owned often because he throws a lot of like
Oh
stupid
yeah.
comments out there thinking that he's being such a smartass. And then the other person is just such an easy thing that they just kind of,
The
make a
problem is
fool
I
out of
think
him.
he doesn't like I mean Norm owns him now, but on the show he doesn't get owned because the show is,
Yeah. But on the
under
show, I'm
his
saying he
control.
also gets sometimes just because he says a lot of like ridiculous things with such
I
confidence.
hope so. I haven't seen it
But
for
yeah,
a while,
no,
but
of course not in that way. Yeah, you're right.
yeah.
No,
But yeah,
unfortunately,
he's
yeah, here
been
Norm was not on the show.
people have been nobody. I mean, again, Bill Maher, what a
He should
shame, I
invite
guess.
Norm, man. He
Oh,
can't blame it on entertainment reasons. I think Norm would be able to like keep people entertained up there, and then whatever, then you just move on. It's not like your audience will care. It would make for good entertainment.
oh yeah. I
But he
mean,
would get owned. I mean,
oh,
but
he would get
the
owned.
owned would be in so long and at such like this intellectual level, not intellectual level, but be for so long and in such a way that a lot of his audience won't understand that he's getting owned, perhaps.
I
Because
mean, to be
Norman will
honest,
go on like a 2 minute long diss. So like the audience, half of it will like zone out.
I don't know, man. Norm Finkelstein though was surprisingly amiable and friendly, and he was very strategic with Piers Morgan though. Did you see
But
with
Piers
Piers Morgan?
Morgan
He
is
was
more open
like,
to
do you
him.
remember Piers that one time on one show that you showed
But
a grain
exactly,
of
that's what he thinks.
humanity? Can you recall that right now?
I don't think he sees Piers and what's it called? Bill
Bill?
Maher the same way. So it's not gonna. I think he's not gonna insult Bill Maher to his face, but I think he's
Was
just gonna
harsher, yeah.
go straight into that. But I mean, he'd be good. I think Norman is great on TV, and he knows how to.
Oh yeah, it would be fun.
Now he knows. He
Yeah,
knows how to. He'll play the crowd, I think.
yeah,
Well, so.
exactly. It would be good. No, it would be great, but who knows? Maybe he won't go the aggressive way. Maybe he will go the
But even not the aggressive
I'll
way, he'll
cut your
still
throat
make
with
his
cotton.
point. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, still make his point. No, for sure,
Yeah.
it would be still fucking awesome. Don't
Yeah.
get me wrong. But yeah,
Two people who will
I'm just
take a few punches, that's for
speculating.
sure.
Yeah. Listen,
It will
it's
be
a match we
some
all like to see.
violence, but nobody's gonna die.
We are just arguing whether there are going to be kicks or punches. Which one are we?
No knives.
No knives. No, not yet. Maybe on the second appeal.
Yeah.
We're talking about it, we are speculating about appearance that
Man,
is not gonna
uh,
happen. So
how big has Norman's channel become now? Has it suddenly like hit
awesome.
100,000,
Man,
50,000? His channel just
I was just looking at his face. So he has a face for TV too. Like they
yeah.
must they should put it like with the
I
eyebrows
mean,
and all
listen,
that.
he's been on
You know, like, like, can you believe like Alan Dershowitz with that face has been on TV like constantly for the last 2 decades? Like CNN and shit, not even like some local channel that nobody sees.
yeah.
That nose has been, I feel like nose has been surrounding me for the last 20 years. Oh, that's the
Yeah, that's amazing. Oh my God, he has 68,000 subscribers suddenly. I mean, pre-conflict, he had
he
a
was
thousand
two.
something.
I think it was 2000. Yeah, something like that.
And he's not even posting that much now. I mean,
Well, mm.
he stopped. He's posting a few more Christmas
Oh yeah.
holidays. Of course, you have to you have to factor that in, Sam.
Yeah, yes, I get. I mean, Norman
Everyone.
Finkelstein is Jewish,
Even he's
but
also
okay.
impacted by it. The city slows down his surroundings in New York. But oh, and Dr. Cornel West, oh my,
Oh my,
4 weeks
oh
ago.
my. It's 4 weeks ago. It's before the Forbes article came.
I have a feeling the Forbes article wasn't even real. They kind of just like wrote a gist for me. They're like, yeah, write this for just one guy is gonna read it and he'll tell
He's
his
gonna,
friend.
we believe
It's
he's
worth
gonna
it.
click on it about 50,000 times,
Yeah.
which will generate about like $20. So it's worth it. Go
So
for
it's the same thing, you know?
it.
Where there's 50,000 people who view it once or one person 50,000 times. It's the same.
Yeah, that
From
one
our
did.
end, the end result is the same. So go write it.
Never had this level of a feeding for one article only. All of Iran are in a know about Cornel. He was
In fact, you sent me another
there was
article. I don't think we have it open. But
there was an article in the New Republic. We don't need to open it.
Yeah.
There was one paragraph that maybe you can read it, but it was it all equally was condescending. This one was a bit more like, oh, why is he running? Well, Cornel is gonna ruin Biden's chances, which I don't care about.
Yeah.
Or
No, same.
think
Yeah.
I don't, and I genuinely don't think if you lose because of Cornel West,
Yeah.
you lost because of yourself. Really, there is only one
Yeah.
guilty party, and look into the mirror for that party. So yeah, like this is not a man you can blame things on. I'm just saying.
Yeah, no, this article, Cornel West is the charlatan of the year. But
I mean,
yeah, it's not as good as the Forbes one we covered in the last video, and which was much more about like his kind of decision making in life that makes you kind of, doubt some of his other abilities. This one is also much more upfront with the politics and the bullshit arguments of, which boils down to lesser of the two evils, really, which I hate.
Exactly.
Why doesn't Biden drop out then? So everybody votes for Cornel. There we go.
No, because
It's
then
kind of like someone saying,
half of U.S. Treasury has to go to lavish gifts and child support.
It's not so bad, actually. Are they aware? Does the American deep state know how he would? I bet you Biden doesn't spend a penny. Cornel will be popping bottles with them and like sending like amazing Christmas gifts. You know, the basket you would get working at the FBI. Do you think you've seen, those baskets with like flowers and all this and like chocolate that they send in the corporate world? Norman will send them all a car with 10 of those inside. Sorry, not Norman, Cornel. Sorry.
No, it's not a cartoon.
The Christmas party that Cornel West would throw, Washington would come to a halt. The White House gonna burn down, I swear.
The birth rate in Washington gonna double in 2 years. He's gonna get everybody pregnant. But I mean,
true.
Deep states, man, they work.
All women have been married and divorced. Half the female population. in Washington. In 8 years, the 4 years, the damage.
The gene pool has been fully contaminated. No, he's man, the deep state need the money for contractors. They're not just there to party. He's gonna exactly everything is gonna be blown
They're like,
at
no,
the
it's
parties.
been fun, Cornel, but we beg you, in the new year, after January, the little bit have to get serious again.
Israel
They're gonna
really
cut
needs to
our
be-
electricity. We haven't paid the bill. for the
Saudis
water.
are threatening our oil. Okay? It's getting really bad. But guys, listen. No, I can imagine his accountant every month walking into his office going sort of, Cornel, seriously, is that another loft nest in Canada? Did you just rent another apartment next
Did
to
you buy
Harvard for one
Vegas
of your
for yourself?
for one of your chicks?
An entire hotel.
Why are you putting all your mistresses in the same hotel, Cornel? Why? Why?
Accessibility easy. Do you think he's literally bought 5? Imagine this. He's worn 5 different wedding bands in his life. Do you think he always
Man,
went for the same, or like
I imagine goes buys a Happy Meal and asks them to give him one of those ones that come with blast. I can't imagine he's buying real diamonds and all that. I don't know. I mean,
No,
maybe
these
when
are
he-
not necessarily. Yeah, I mean
Uh,
most. I don't know. I think yeah. I think most Western men don't necessarily buy an expensive one, so the cost is not really an issue.
I mean, lavish. So what was the lavish?
Oh, the
lavish.
No, but the wedding bands, I don't know. Yeah, I wonder. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe for men, of
Wedding,
course.
you mean wedding ring, right?
Yeah,
It's
ring.
called
Sorry.
wedding-
Yeah, wedding ring.
But
Sorry.
I don't know. This one, it looks like there is a diamond there or something. There is a gem, no?
No, I doubt it. No,
No.
it's not really a thing like that. I think. Who knows? But with him, yeah, you're right.
I mean, he's wearing cufflinks, which I
Yeah.
always found so weird.
But yeah.
Anyways, but we wish I Googled because of Cameo. I was like Googling. I was trying to connect to Tor and dark web, see if there is anything about Cornell. But
I mean, you found one.
yeah, and then Europe, but it wasn't much. Nothing like the Forbes thing.
Sticking to this Israel-Palestine topic, this is a nice little back and forth between I don't know, some Palestinian analyst and this BBC journalist, and it's not really until the end where you kind of get to see why this video has perhaps.
I don't think she's BBC. I think she's British, but I'm not sure if she's on BBC. She's
sorry.
Julia Hartley-Brewer, famously conservative. I think she might be on GB TV, like the Fox News or something. I don't know. Maybe a Sky. I have no idea.
And you see, I mean, I guess it's not racism, but some kind of like she uses prejudice openly to kind of in an argument.
Yeah, it's a fun one. Yeah, let's play.
You say you don't approve
And
of...
do you think that Israel is a democratic country?
I
Netanyahu
know
is
that
destroying
Israel is a democracy. They
democracy.
have elections.
No, this man is now has 4 courts against him because of 4 cases of corruption. This man knows if the war stops,
we haven't got time to do the entire history of Benjamin Netanyahu, who is not a popular figure in Israel. I'm not here to defend Benjamin Netanyahu. Mustafa, is it possible to...
Whenever I speak about Palestinian rights or Palestinian situation, you claim it is history. I'm talking about what's happening today.
No, I know, and
this is not history.
Can we just... You talked about how you don't want Israel. You're saying Israel that October the 7th happened. You're placing that in historical context. I understand that. Please don't say that again. We don't have time for it. You've made that point 5 times already.
I don't know what you have time for.
Oh my God! For the love of God, let me finish a sentence, man. Maybe you're not used to women talking. I don't know, but I'd like to finish a sentence, sir. Anyway. So,
no, you are misleading the public now by claiming
I've got 20 seconds left. I'm not even going to bother trying to answer. If you don't think Israel's reaction is acceptable, what would have been an acceptable reaction to you? You've got 10 seconds left.
To end occupation and allow peace to prevail for both people.
That's their reaction. Brilliant. Yeah. Sorry to have been a woman speaking to you, but there you
are. Oh my God.
Wow.
She doubles down too. I didn't even realize she says it again.
Oh yeah,
Pretty
complete
much,
satirical.
yeah. Insinuating, I guess, that the whole about the culture and everything.
Yeah, I mean, even not about the culture, about just the single man. It's a slander.
No, yeah.
If he, if he was a billionaire, I would highly recommend suing the shit out of this lady. In UK, you can, libel and stuff is easier to defamation, blah blah blah. Well, yeah.
What's this one about? China sparks anger in Europe.
Oh, this is the one that warmed my heart because finally somebody stood up to weak Central European, Eastern European nation. But now a Chinese ambassador just basically said their sovereignty is not real.
Oh
because,
yeah.
They all ran to EU.
Suggested that former Soviet states don't actually exist. Le Shay said in a TV interview that ex-USSR countries don't have actual status in international law because there's no international agreement to materialize their sovereign status. The remarks were met with dismay and anger across Europe. The Czech foreign minister told reporters that the comments were totally unacceptable, while Estonia, Latvia and Lithuania, all ex-Soviet states, summoned their Chinese representatives to demand clarification. Germany expressed great astonishment and France stated its full...
I love this. They didn't summon them home. Like, they didn't take them home. They told them to go ask to clarify. Like,
okay, look, we are very angry, but not angry enough. Let's
not do anything dramatic here.
What did you mean, really, when you said "fuck you"? What was the meaning behind the?
That I go fuck myself.
Okay, that sounds. Masturbation is a healthy activity. Many doctors recommend. Sounds like Chinese were actually sending us health recommendations. I just love.
In question. China backtracked in the wake of the backlash. An embassy spokesperson said the remarks were not a statement of politics, but an expression of personal views. China's position has not changed and is consistent and clear, noting that China is one of the first to establish relations with the states that emerged from the USSR's dissolution.
You might not be a real sorry. you might not be a real country, but we are always open to business, whatever the fuck you
are. And in fact, we'll be the first.
We'll be the first to open our shops in
What do you want? What do you want?
Nation? You're okay, whatever. You're a lollipop. I don't know what you like.
We have everything from tissue boxes to electric cars. which one? You want a million?
Would you like some plates?
Oh,
come on,
that's a small order. Okay, how about this? Alrighty, Sam. So let's move on to I don't know, topic number 2. And after that,
Epstein.
I think there are just a few smaller topics. So yeah, Epstein. There's of course, I don't even know what the news is. It's just the Instagram videos are funny. Fine, sure, I know. The list have come out of people who've been on his plane or island. I honestly don't even know beyond that.
Yeah.
It's a list of names
both.
of where. Yeah.
People.
Yeah, who
I
cares?
think both. I don't know. It's a book.
Yeah. Everybody's name is on there. I don't dare looking because I feel like I would find myself here and be like, oh, wait, shit.
Shit.
How? What? Oh, that other person.
Oh, friend of Sam shit. I knew. No, I mean
honestly, but yeah. So I don't know if this video adds any value, or if you have anything else to add. Or this guy doesn't look like. Who are these three? They don't what? They don't look like they care. Does this guy care?
I thought Aaron Rodgers, some athlete of some kind. I think is the middle one.
Oh, I don't know. Okay,
I have no idea. But the one on the right, which one?
Yeah.
Why does he look like that? Is that normal? Can your head be smaller than your jaw?
He makes a terrific evil guy in like a Batman movie or something, though. So I would write down his number if I was any producers or something watching. I'll be like, this guy will come in handy. Let me just
like a henchman, though,
yeah.
not the main.
Yeah, no, for sure. Yeah, like a security guard with like a 1-minute scene.
Oh wow!
Like down a dark alley. I don't know. If he can act a bit, I'll give him 2 scenes. He gets killed in the second scene. Okay,
All right.
3 for you. Okay, you know what?
No, okay.
I'll give him a dialogue for you also. Okay.
He's bringing
A
his
monologue.
audience
What do you
from his
want?
online show. Give him one line. Give him a line.
Why don't you become this guy's agent negotiators?
I'm just.
I want him
I'm
to have a
just.
shirtless scene. He has to be shirtless.
I mean, to be honest, he looks like, yeah, that's the point. But at any rate, everybody's name seems to be there. And to be honest, I don't really care. I'm pretty sure
That you're in
Epstein.
You don't really care.
Even if I was.
I don't really care if I was in there. Okay, did it.
In fact, I would wear it as a badge of honor. It does seem like it's just everybody in Hollywood, including people who are not in that list or in power anywhere in the world, are doing the same, like, child raping thingy everywhere. So it's just like, oh, you got the bunch of their names in a book. I mean, I don't care.
Yeah.
And it's not clear who was like being targeted and who was. I mean,
Yeah.
and I'm sure FBI and CIA didn't take out pages that included things they like. What is this? I don't.
I would like to know what are the combinations. Now that would be more interesting. You see like two randomly like paired guys who get invited at the same time. Yeah, no, like people who are invited to come to the island.
That would be good to know.
Okay, so
that would be because there are some weird names like David Copperfield at the same time as, I don't know, Oprah Winfrey.
Yeah.
What did they talk about? What was like in the middle of the orgy? You make a awkward eye contact and then, oh, hey Oprah, you want to see a magic trick? Like, what do you do? Like, you are in the middle of abusing a child and you make an awkward eye contact with somebody. What is the etiquette there? What is the? No, I don't know. That would have been fun. I wonder if Epstein has a bit in his book about like etiquette of like child orgies or whatever is going on. But anyways, yeah, they talk about it.
A tinfoil hatter. I think about Epstein stuff. Obviously, Aaron Rodgers shouldn't just say untrue things about Jimmy Kimmel. I think that was said in a kind of joking way, but Kimmel has threatened to sue over it. So you got to watch stuff like that. You can't just accuse people of things made up.
Why do you think there is so much interest among celebrities in particular, it seems, in making these kinds of speculative claims about each other, at the same time that there are so many of these same celebrities that seem to have close friendships, affinities for, support for people that are confirmed to have been on Epstein's flight logs, to have had relationship with Epstein, whether it's someone like Donald Trump, who is pictured.
Okay, is Briahna asking about the behavior of Hollywood actresses? Is that her question? What?
Yes.
The Kardashians act the way they are.
Why are they self-interested and hypocritical? Why? I don't know. I have no idea. But I think the first clue was them being in front of camera. That was the. But yeah, he's right though. I mean, people are like, whenever you want, people ignore their own guys, skeletons of the closet.
Yeah,
that's how it is. But has there been any name that really stood out to you or surprised you or whatever?
No, the Stephen Hawking one is just hilarious. I don't even know the name is from what. Maybe I just written his name down for fun. It had to do with anything.
What is the extent of that? Did you not know? He was one of the guys who was famously involved with Epstein.
Oh, really? No, I mean, it's just all the jokes came out, so.
I imagine he got invited and imagine if you're him, somebody invites you to a private island.
I wonder if he was alive and he could give a better excuse than the one that that Chomsky gave. Chomsky was like, I wanted to talk to him about the Israeli-Palestine conflict. Like, what? What?
No, that one was just really funny. But no. I mean, Epstein, Chomsky one is really bad, man. These people are like mentioned in a book. Maybe they took a flight. Maybe they got paid once to go to a billionaire thing. They didn't even know what was going on. Chomsky like transferred like $100,000 to his account, and then he transferred back to Chomsky's.
Oh yeah, true, right?
That's a really weird one. Yeah, that's a really odd one. This is much more like, you know, if just your name on one trip to Ireland, you know, a billionaire pays you, invites you, you go, and then you see, oh shit, and then you come back. Yeah. What about Oprah? Did that surprise you? Hello?
But here, the name of was included in 2015 email to reward to any Jeffrey's friends, acquaintance, family who would prove false an allegation that Hawking participated in an underage orgy in the Virgin Islands.
I mean, this came from Gouffre, though, and Gouffre proven to be the most unreliable. The girl in the picture, she has turned out to be the most unreliable witness. Like,
I see.
Really, like number of times she has gone back and forth more than the weather changes in UK. To be honest, it's getting really ridiculous. So that's why it's not even like the more I look into it, it just gets complicated, man. And everybody's a liar.
For sure. Yeah, and like to what extent? And of course, nobody knows if the person did anything. I'm sure, like some people, of course, met with Epstein without doing any of those things, even if they went to his island or something.
Oh,
I mean,
sure.
you know, from some people, Epstein could probably get what he needed out of with that, or eventually later they would have done it or something. But anyway, just hilarious videos have emerged from just Stephen Hawking's name in regards to extent, and I think they're most self-explanatory. There's just a few here, so I'll show them to you. They're pretty.
Maybe put the volume just out.
I can't. No, there's true, but they're so short that I think we'll be fine. Like this one does have a song, but it's just very short.
So this is live footage of Stephen Hawking arriving in the Epstein Island.
All of these hoes I made our records I produce.
Yeah, live footage of Stephen Hawking pulling up to Epstein Island.
Were you surprised by the fact that he's a disabled, like to that level, and he still, like, seemed to at least have participated in sexual?
No, but we don't know that, right? I mean, I guess.
I mean, no, I mean, he did cheat on his wife too, which was quite a So, quite a dog.
Okay. Oh, this is on fucking Ruben Report channel. So I want to go to the island. They literally post fucking videos like this. This is hilarious. Oh, this one.
Oh, I haven't seen this one.
Stephen Hawking arriving. It's from Malcolm in the Middle.
Mine.
Yeah, that's very probable.
You're mine.
Oh, okay. This is like more of a bit. This is funny. So the event planner on Epstein's Island.
The dungeon wheelchair accessible for Mr. Hawking. Beautiful. We got to make sure the Wi-Fi is on point so the man can speak. VPN, please. All right. Did we get the dino nuggets for the talent? Beautiful. Okay, so does Mr. Hawking, does he want tiny boys or tiny girls? Little people. Okay, that's, you know, that's not really what we do. You know what? I got to connect at the circus.
I'm gonna connection.
Yeah.
I mean, to be honest, I imagine it's not surprised. Like, it would be like that, though.
That was hilarious. Okay, last two.
Oh, Jesus, you have
Stephen
more.
Hawking on Epstein Island.
It won't be long now.
Oh, is that from Little Britain?
Just you wait.
And okay, this is kind of funny, not related to Jeffrey Epstein. You know R. Kelly and his story, right?
Oh yeah. Of
So
course, yeah.
this is not even him. This is like just some other guy.
Yeah,
But the
finding
caption
out
says
he's not.
R. Kelly finding out he's not on the Jeffrey Epstein list. So it's not even him or anything.
Unmuted, maybe.
Yeah.
Went into that process. I met the criteria to be selected, but I wasn't.
You know his background, right? Like, you know, he's in trouble for like having like 15, 16-year-olds convincing them to stay with him and then like treating them
peeing on
horribly and
them.
all, yeah.
I don't know what went into that process. I met the criteria to be selected, but I wasn't.
Imagine though, that's true. Do you think there are a bunch of people like bummed out that they weren't called by Jeffrey? Like, Jeffrey, come on, let me come over. Like, no, you're useless. Come on, Jeffrey. No. Oh, I've heard so many great things.
Oh, yeah.
I've heard it's like heaven. The details, the attention to the and the full experience from the moment he picks you up until when you leave that island.
Did you know? You don't think these things matter, but did you know the floors are heated? And you think this doesn't matter when you are in an orgy, but it does. It does matter.
The servers, kids. It's not just the people you sleep with. That's what I'm talking about. It's immersive.
It's immersive. You wanna valet, it's another kid. Everything is a kid. Even the you don't have any
The pilot,
like,
okay, wasn't a kid, but there was a kid there.
He's a very young man. They dress him as a child. He's wearing a fake pirate hat.
All the food, we make sure that a kid was involved one way or another in the process at some stage of the cooking or production.
Authentic child experience on our island.
Not the food thing, but everything that you eat did have a child.
Oh, God.
Guaranteed.
Oh man, R. Kelly, I imagine though might have too much ego for, because he was accused of having a haram or something. Like he basically started a cult on his own. So another friend of Epstein was not Tucker, but the other one. It seems maybe Tucker too, to be honest.
Who's the other one? Oh,
did you
Kevin
did
Spacey.
you watch this, by the way?
Yeah, I mean a minute or two. So I can't stand. I mean.
So weird.
It's just
man.
that now, now he's not funny at all. He's just weird. So.
And the thing is, the weird part is which one, Tucker or Kevin?
No, him. He comes off as a creep now.
He comes off as a creep, and he used to be a great. I still think he's one of the greatest actors of all time. I mean, putting personal morality aside, he's a great actor. So what the fuck is he doing with this? He's acting like this is some.
Well, now I guess. He's not acting
nativity.
genuinely, I guess, because now he has to everything that he does has to have a message.
Oh, okay.
So I mean that's ruining. It's kind of when something just forced in your face. Maybe I don't know. He can't do it authentically anymore. Maybe that's why.
Maybe I
can't
feel like
practice his art freely. It's now.
He's been damaged by that. Yes.
No,
yes,
and he also
right.
kind of has to it's just the cat is out of the bag. So I mean, he just can't act without factoring in all those things.
It's just it came like
and working on his image.
He plays in the House of Cards. He plays Francis.
But back then he could just be like an act. Like none of this thing. People didn't know this.
But his character was basically loosely based on Bill Clinton, a sort of soft-spoken Southerner. And he's playing the same character here, but he's just gone to such exaggerated extent.
Because of those reasons, I guess.
Buckhorn, leghorn sort of situation we have.
Because now, because he's trying to, I guess, now make fun of the people and the stuff that they said about him.
Maybe.
So it's just not genuine anymore. So it's just making him, go so overboard that it's just so shit.
Yeah, it's like really theatrical and.
Yeah, like
over the top.
I think you get the feel from
What
first
was the
go.
point, though? What was the PRs? You're always, you know,
Well,
going on about the
That's really a decision for the people, Tucker.
optics.
It's not something that I really think about or want to do.
Oh,
And Merry Christmas to you, too. But I've always believed that nothing should be off the table in life or in art. I think we could both agree that we need to get some adults back in the room. So if that means taking on the chief...
Yeah, I mean, he's trying to, I mean, you know, he's trying to make fun of all the accusations, all the things that were said about him. So that's like his whole PR. I guess the strategy is kind of to mock that to an extent, to minimize it as much as possible so he can, I guess, find some work some places for some audiences. I don't know. I mean, he's not behind bars or anything. I don't even know if he was.
no, he got acquitted of all crimes.
Exactly. So, I mean,
yeah, you're right. Maybe that's not a bad, I think,
because that's what he's
solution.
doing.
Maybe
Right?
he's trying to mock the whole process, huh?
Yeah, and like how people, I guess, treated him, and like, kind of say that that's unfair. And
I don't see, okay, if he's going for a very niche audience, it could help, but otherwise, I don't see how it's helping. But no, you're right. He's probably mocking the.
I mean, that's what he's doing it on Tucker Carlson, and
But yeah,
I mean, he doesn't have access to like the BBC's audience anymore, right? Like now he has to go, kind of has maybe access to Fox and that kind of audience and people. Like, I mean, I don't even know if he can make the movies for the same people. Yeah, like
I mean,
we know like Democrat women watch his movies.
I mean, the thing is, he was
with
an actor,
Netflix
though.
watcher.
Now, like, I know what you mean. Like, that's the thing. Yeah, exactly. Netflix.
But
like
now,
some Netflix watchers, I assume, are watchers of Fox News. So
yeah, some are, of
aren't,
course.
so.
But now you can't. I mean, you know, although he's a free man, you can no longer watch his acting without thinking about him as the person.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah.
So he can only kind of act now for people who see him as a person and are fine with that, and then, you know, they're kind of into the movie and the show, and then, you know, and they kind of like him, and then
yeah, I guess he's done. Yeah, he has to do the right thing searches now, especially after this. Shame. My favorite.
I mean, did
actor,
anybody
probably.
see this? Yeah, 300,000 people on his channel.
Oh, this is a rip, but I'm sure according to Twitter view count, it was viewed by 8 billion people. I'm sure that view count is very accurate.
Okay,
this is funny.
moving on from that. Yeah, I did see this. I don't know if it's from you or I just saw it on.
Yeah, I saw it on Instagram originally, but then I thought so Hill has it. So
let's see. I guess Hill will explain what it's about.
Harrowing footage from a Las Vegas courtroom where a man who was refused a suspended prison sentence assaulted the judge presiding over his hearing. Let's take a look at that.
His ability to do probation successfully that you've given this opportunity.
I appreciate that, but I think it's time that he gets a taste of something else because I just can't with that history. In accordance with the laws of the state of Nevada, this court...
The judge was sent to the hospital but is seemingly fine. Per court records, 13 additional counts were filed against the man in response to the attack, including 6 felonies.
That's awful. Unbelievable.
I don't know why I'm laughing. I mean, I'm going to play the rest. I want to see if you want to say anything immediately after the footage.
Just play a couple of seconds more because Robbie, I love Robbie's reaction because he's like, oh, this is so awful, unbelievable. Play a bit more, you'll see what he says. Somebody could
people have a wrongful idea, I think, sometimes from like TV and movies, you know, how much, frankly, of a beating a person can take and be fine because, like in action movies, people get beaten up and then they walk it off and they're fine. Like if you knocked someone out of their chair unexpectedly, you could kill them instantly. I'm glad to hear, and this woman is 62. It sounds like she wasn't terribly injured. They say her condition's being monitored. This person had a record of domestic violence.
It's true, but it's not like she took a beating. Like, and yeah, anything can happen
No,
any
no,
moment. You can fall from your chair, but yeah, just the level.
I mean, what the fuck was that guy thinking, Camille? These are not some, Palestinian children where you can be completely fine with their videos
Yeah,
of
here
them being
he's so morally
suddenly
concerned.
he's like, oh, can you believe it? Somebody knocks somebody out. People take this so lightly. I'm like, calm down, keep your panties untwisted. Jesus
Exactly.
Christ. But although I mean, it was awful. What a jump, though. Jesus Christ, this man should be in Olympics or something. Did you see? He
Yeah.
like cleared that table fully. Did you see that? It was unbelievable. I mean, I hope the lady is okay too. It was obviously bad. But...
Let me just see if Brie has a good response.
An additional charge, so she was denying him probation. Seems like that would have been the right call, and he's going to face much steeper penalties now.
Yeah, it's really the responsibility of the court staff to be more responsive than they were in that situation. So I'm sure there will be some consequences for those that didn't intervene where they should have, and he never should have got that far. The implications for court officers, if this becomes a routine thing, because you can see that he was almost quite successful, are really drastic. So
take it easy.
Yeah, that's
I mean,
U.S. court systems were never the same.
No, but go
this.
back to the video of the guy though. Play the video of the guy again. I just want to see that jump again. Seriously, man, this man must. It's earlier on. It's earlier on. No, I think they played a couple of times. But that man needs to be in professional jumping or something.
I appreciate that, but I think it's time that you get a taste of something else because.
Just check out this jump. Sports. Cleared it. He didn't touch the computer even. Unbelievable jump that was. Nobody's paying attention to the important detail. America could gain another medal. Seriously, look at that. It's like a Spider-Man or something. Jesus, he didn't touch the computer. He cleared it.
He didn't want to damage public property. He just had an issue with her.
Just the judge. Wow.
And that's why even when the security grab him, he doesn't fight the security. He's just being held back and still fighting against her. He's just,
she's
like he's still trying to kick her.
Are you sure they didn't know each other from before the quarter? No, yeah, they're.
That was so funny. He's like held like this and just kicking whatever could still reach her.
Jesus. That was him. He identified the oppressor in that situation. So
of course, Brie blames the court officer and not the person, the perpetrator.
The perpetrator, I think. I can't read. It's too small, man.
Woman gets beaten by violent criminal. Okay, well, thankfully she didn't get beaten.
She got punched, I would say. No.
Yeah, she got attacked. Hit.
Maybe she got kicked too.
Oh yeah, no.
He was tall man. Jesus. I mean, we were laughing about Gaza.
Yeah. Oh Jesus! Yeah, boom! What drags her down again?
Drags her down.
And then he's probably hitting her. Yeah, punch.
Kick.
And then he's still back against one.
Christ.
And then boom! I think officer punched him.
I mean, at this point, yeah, I think it's a beating. You're right. It's
no, it's not a beating.
No, it's a beating. No,
they got into a fight. It was 50-52 anyway.
No,
we still don't know who would have emerged a winner, okay? She could have beaten him, okay?
She could have pulled the last minute move.
There's not enough evidence here.
You know, the gravel could have been hit with the head.
True, maybe like in the movies, she reaches for something. She has a knife
she has
under her desk.
Oh, the letter opener. He's about to do the last punch in her face, and it's just the letter opener in his throat. Can we write this down? It feels like a new. We can sell this as John Wick 5 or something. I don't know.
No, but based on movies, if you're ever like in a bad situation, look around. There's usually a weapon convendiently placed, a knife.
Always
I almost
reach
kept the
around.
knife here. Great.
Just always a knife carefully, look, placed like nearby by somebody, by the director or one of his friends. Yeah, but this was a crazy video. It went super viral as well.
Yeah. Oh my.
Yeah.
Revenge
Robbie
of the
is-
masks.
He's
COVID
still
mask
covering
back.
this
Oh.
bullshit.
You know what though? This is funny. Like
I hate.
in Geneva, let's say a year ago, the number of people who I would see wear a mask at a store were like not even 1 out of 100, like less, right? Like almost nothing. This winter now, like 1 or 2 out of 100 people like are wearing masks. I
So
think some people
increased by 50%.
Yeah, 50,000%.
From 0 to what?
Percentage.
Have you
But,
emailed Robbie about this? I'm pretty sure you can get on
and
the
on
hill
the
if you-
plane too. This is right now, but because a lot of people are getting COVID and sick, or like just
Easy,
sick,
man.
so people are I guess think like should wear the mask.
Oh yeah,
But-
I think it's because of winter.
But this time
and
though,
fall.
Marina, like a few weeks ago, she had COVID, and like I didn't do anything differently, and I didn't get it at all. Like I mean, not that I checked, but I didn't get sick.
Did she mask up or anything?
No, she did nothing. I mean, she just kept on testing herself. I think she just finds it fun.
Did she? I mean, did she go to doctor or?
No, she just tested it like every day. I think
Okay,
no,
cool.
was sick, like a sick, like a cold.
Like
I
a
think for
cold.
1 day ish or something. But yeah, I mean, yeah. But a lot of people like you hear, and some people get a little bit sick anyway, just like some people get cold pretty bad nowadays and things like that. So yeah, so some people are bringing back the mask. A few people
So
on the
if-
plane were wearing it too,
If you
which I was
manage, if you can,
grateful.
I think we should definitely cut this. Email it to Robbie. We are on the hill tomorrow. Switzerland bringing back dictatorial rules regarding masks. So we have Camille here. He's reporting 300% increase in
In
mask
his local
wearing
grocery
in his
store, of
local
course.
shop. Not to mention his wife, who was forced to wear a mask apparently after testing
No,
positive.
it wasn't even. So Cam, is your community unrecognizable now?
Freedom
I
of
go-
speech gone. No.
Freedom of speech.
Can you breathe even? anymore? Can you really? But I gotta say though, man, I this moment COVID issues like this makes you think like I genuinely hate everybody. Just
Everybody.
watch a bit of this. Yeah. Just get both sides of this argument.
No.
Like at first I'm kind of with Brie, but then it's just
certain places, medical settings in LA County. Posting on X, we did it. Mask requirements are back in healthcare settings in LA County as of today, December 29th. Thank you
County.
to everyone who has
LA
been
County.
tirelessly
I
working
just
on
like to-
protecting our community for months. You
Soon
made this
we're gonna be
happen.
talking about
California is not the
villages.
only state to reinstate mask mandates. In fact, hospitals in Illinois, Massachusetts, New York, and also Washington, D.C. have all brought back rules mandating masks for select people in medical settings.
CBS News had
But
a
maybe
segment
it's
on
not
the
bad. Maybe
increase
it's
in new
needed.
mask
Is there any
mandates.
medical
Let's watch.
thing on it?
New
there
year, new
seems to be
concerns about a spike
a slight
in COVID
decrease,
cases.
especially when people who are sick using it. But then again, studies are so flawed and so limited. It's hard to say, and you can design studies to come out with either answer, whatever makes you feel better. Man.
I mean, 2 sets of
Go-
people
go-
were convinced in its benefits pre-COVID. One is even in the Western world, doctors and like surgeons and stuff, right? Because I guess there's open flesh in front of them a lot of times and things like that. And then of course in East Asian countries, especially like Japan and stuff.
I've heard that. Yeah, I don't know if that's true, but I've heard
No,
that.
that's very true. Japan, like
Yeah.
you see it in sport events or things like that too. People even before just anybody who's sick.
It's nice. It seems nice, but I would say in
It
the
seems
case of
nice.
yeah, like if you're sick, it seems like a nice thing to do.
Yeah, for sure.
I would say In doctor's situation, I would imagine they're worried because their mouth is like exactly there is open flesh if blood jumps out or something, you know, that kind of
Or
thing.
the opposite, yeah.
They are doing a surgery or they're injecting something or
I mean, they
operating.
do also wash their hands like maniacs. Have you seen surgeons washing hands? Like, take it easy.
To be honest,
You've seen it, or like in movies at least. It's so weird because they wash their hands like all the way up here.
Yeah.
It's just such a funny
They
thing.
usually, no man, to be honest, when you wash your hands, where do you wash them up to? Not up to here?
What? What are you doing? Are you washing your arms?
Yes, man.
No,
Otherwise it's
you
not
wash
really
your
good.
hands.
And a bit higher. You go up to here. Especially when you come from outside.
No, what do you come from outside? What do you do outside?
Outside of home, you mean?
No,
Like
I've never.
city,
You're
it's
pretty much
dirty.
doing the pre-prayer thing at this point. Then.
Yeah, I am pretty much. I like it. Wuzu, you mean?
I mean, might as well do the rest at this point.
No, it's better though. It's much
No,
better.
I've
I like
never.
it.
No, I've never heard
but
or seen
I
somebody
usually do that.
right.
I heard about it on TV when they were saying doctors do that in hospitals. So I'm
Yeah,
not
surgeons.
I was pretending
Because
that
they're
I
gonna
knew
put their
always that.
arms like up in someone else's body.
No, I see every time I go out, I feel like I put my arms up somebody's ass. That's how I feel.
No, I've never. No, like I mean, no, I honestly like, wash my hands. That's why it's like hand washing. So
hand wash, yeah.
up to the wrist. Then the rest is part of shower, of course, except the face, maybe.
Yeah, fair enough. I would say much more than mask, though. I wish everybody was forced to wear
Stay home?
hair nets.
Oh,
That too. That's the ultimate dream. That's the ultimate dream. Everybody forced to stay home. Don't leave your homes. Please just stay quiet. Don't make too much noise either.
In your home.
Headphones. Do you have headphones? Put them on. But besides that, no, hairnets, man. I wish that everybody was forced to wear hairnets in restaurants. All the waiters, all that.
Well, yeah.
And forced to shave their body too. Body hair, that's so weird. Or wear a full-on scuba diving gear or something. Nobody cares about cleanliness anymore, except Brie. Go a bit ahead in this video. Brie comes out in defense of cleanliness.
Surged, and I attribute that to not just COVID, but influenza, RSV. I'm not seeing as many people fully immunized as in past years.
Settings are probably one of the less obtrusive ways because you're actually around people who are sick, and I more object to measures being taken like for the whole population, for certain whole populations where you have a lot of people who are obviously not sick, having to do things that are inconvenient. At least if you're showing up to a doctor's office, a lot of those people are ill. So if you I would still make it voluntary, especially because
you're right.
we can debate it, what the evidence, what the science says about the actual efficacy of masks, but I don't know. I haven't read this order. Does it require the high quality mask that may?
Robbie said, okay, forget about the news. I'm against everybody being forced to wear masks at home. Okay, sure.
Listen, I know this is just in one county, but imagine
the healthcare
imagine
setting.
if it was UN and they had actual
Imagine
powers.
if it was UN. Forget about our government. The UN tells us.
And they actually have a army or something.
It's actually So,
but play a bit.
I mean, based on what I understood, they made masks compulsory in healthcare buildings settings.
In 5 states.
Plus in
but
Robbie's
to be
house.
honest, I don't even agree with these policies. It's just Robbie makes such a big deal about it that you're like, shut the fuck up, man. You're making our case look bad at this point. Like, shut up. We are looking like freaks now. But
I hope
man, the Breeze response is interesting though. I'm somewhat sympathetic, yet at the same time, it's like, oh, come on, play a bit.
Because we can debate it,
Oh, you
the
will.
evidence, what the
Don't
science
worry
says
about
about the
that.
actual
And
efficacy of
again, we
masks.
will.
But I mean, and I don't know, I haven't read this order. Does it require the high quality masks that maybe there's some evidence showing a beneficial effect to those? Or is it just, if you're wearing any old mask, we now know that a lot of those are practically useless. So then what's the point? Especially given, will certain people, I know an older person in my life who said they would never go back to the doctor's office if they had to wear a mask again. So is it doing more harm
Always sign
than
of a
good
great level
to
of
have that
research.
kind
I
of,
know someone.
we did it, we brought back mass attitude.
Well, there are also people who are
Wait.
immunocompromised who say that they cannot go to doctor's offices.
What you people do? But yeah, you're right, Brie.
No,
But I'm
wait,
not
wait,
gonna
wait.
listen to that. I hate that.
No, it gets better, man. I guess she goes on. I don't know if it's here or play a bit more. I think
No,
it's
I
here.
can
She
tell she's
goes on
about to
about
do typical Brie.
how there is also a lot of
She's
people
good
who
too.
are people within my own circle of friends, people who I know who are, even though they are sick, they go to airplanes without wearing a mask. Like kind of, I guess, your wife.
No,
type thing, like,
referring to us, to me. Brie and I were friends.
No, but I mean,
No,
look,
but she
I think
stayed
it's.
at home. Hey, well,
Did she not
yeah.
even go to a grocery shop?
No. She didn't leave the house while she was positive. But I'm
Did you
saying,
leave the house?
well, yeah, but I didn't get sick.
You
I
could
can't
have been a carrier.
preemptively.
You could
I
have
can't
been a carrier without
preemptively.
knowing. You could have been. You killed people. You're a
Imagine
murderer.
you change your life in advance. I have a feeling.
Yeah, a feeling I'm gonna get sick this week.
Next
Let's not
week.
go to work.
So therefore, this week also.
I feel like I'm sick for the rest of my life. Can I have a paid leave? No, I mean, I feel like there is too much is just wanted from the people to, like, if you're, I don't know. I think it's nice what Japanese people do. I hope
But then
I can
they're
do
doing
it.
it voluntarily.
No, sure. No, she's saying that people don't do it voluntarily, so maybe we are forced to,
But I mean, they just did it in healthcare again, yeah. And again, if there was a need for people to be forced for it, okay. But I don't think anybody even thinks that, including governments and healthcare institutions. Just the bad boys in Robbie's head.
Those guys for sure. What do you think in winter? Should they say if you're sick, you're fined, I don't know, $10 if you're not wearing a mask?
No.
In winter. No?
No, definitely not fining. I'd 100% be against fining something like that. I think it would be, no, of course not. But I mean, if you want to advocate it for free, run ads on TV and stuff, and pass your message. Oh, Joe Rogan Joe Rogan prefers the fines.
No idea.
Freedom of speech.
Where do you think you? Twitter. You're allowed to run ads on X. Sorry, X. I meant to say X. I apologize. No, I mean, it's just such a ridiculous. Anyway, but yeah, I thought I'd just show you this. I thought you might be worried about masks returning. You don't seem to be that way.
Like on public transportation, I used to enjoy wearing them at times.
Me too.
In the winter.
Winter.
Yeah.
In the winter.
But I liked one kind of mask though, and I only liked wearing that. So I didn't like, I'll show you which one I really liked. Okay, I hated these ones where some people willingly wear these and apparently they're worse.
I like these. They're awesome.
I hated these.
They look awesome.
No, sure.
I hate these.
This I don't mind. I kind of like this one, but in blue. But a bit
what?
less though. She extended it too much.
Tachiest one.
And then I don't like the one where everybody kind of agrees is the only efficient one.
N90. No, that's crazy. Yeah. No, that's too much.
But this other one in blue light, this was the lightest one with exactly this kind of rope. It felt like the best.
You're gonna think I've prepared.
So you would go for this one.
I swear to God.
Hold on.
Let me show you exactly what I.
You would go for this one. Oh wait, where's the little girl?
Let the old guy or little girl. But let me show you exactly what I would go for. Google. I swear to God, I didn't prepare this, but
no, Google.
Trump mask. Like Trump with whoever was making Trump's masks, and later on, I guess
I still like
masks.
I think pretty sure. Oh.
No, COVID mask with COVID mask. Yeah. I like these.
But again,
looks like Bane.
What's the material?
I think it's cloth from one side and then plastic.
It looks cool. I'm not gonna say it doesn't look cool.
Looks,
but
you're about to invade the foreign countries.
Immediately, you wait and you invade. You put it on and you invade. But no,
The
I still
blue
think
the blue ones looks like you're cleaning the hospital, sort of, you know,
But I'm not
corridors
going
or
for
something.
looks, Sam. I'm going for comfort.
Oh, no, I love the fact that neither of us is going for health, which is what they're designed for. One of us is going for the looks, another
I would
for
go for
comfort.
this one, yeah.
No, I rather wear high heels and look beautiful. But this is so, I don't know. They're
Okay.
cheaper, though. I would say they're cheaper. That's nice.
Yeah, I mean the other ones you can use forever unless and just wash them unless you're gross fuck. But
yeah, I would add also another thing. The masks I liked. They improved my mouth hygiene because because I realized I need to like double the number of times I brush my teeth.
Oh,
during the day.
interesting. Taught you a lesson inadvertently.
Yeah, I should have guessed it because I'm a smoker, but you know.
Nice. But okay, let's wrap up today's show with just a little bit of Cenk and Ana. I mean, they go quite at it in this video. Is there something to what's the video about, Sam? And then maybe we'll
It's
play
from
a part
3
or
weeks
something.
ago, so we don't remember, and we are like a bit out of it right now. But it was about the, this Harvard professor who the people who are pro-Israeli are trying to get rid of her.
Oh, and she
through-
got by now I think she's been
No, I think she's
resigned.
still there. No, she didn't. I think it's still. Last time I checked, like 3 days ago, but Google her. Did you?
No, yeah, oh yeah, I guess she's still there.
How Harvard's board broke the decline. No, apparently she's fallen. So, I think she's exited. It seems. I don't know. I'm facing influence then. At any rate, they are trying to get rid of her for plagiarism, and Ana is trying to do the whole, oh, I know the accusations are bullshit, but if there's a truth to it, we should look into it, and blah 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 blah. I mean, that's. By the way, I don't think these. Well, do you think either of these two idiots understands like what citations are, or?
Yeah, no, again.
Why? Like that's why I'm like increasingly becoming in favor of like limiting information for the general public. Like they don't need to. Like this stuff is beyond their brain power, especially Cenk. And although he's right in this surprising situation, what is surprising is again all this plagiarism, Israel-Palestinian aside.
Yeah.
This is more to do with we wanted to watch this video with our ongoing theory about Cenk's last hope of remaining relevant being Ana. And he gets so pissed off at Ana here that, I don't know, man, I feel like he's pushing her to, I don't know, I think he's pushing his luck, to be honest.
Yeah, he needs to be very careful.
Unless
I mean, the thing is,
scripted
he's done it so many times, and so she's just used to it.
Used to it.
So I mean, I don't think that's what's gonna necessarily push her away unless he gets too crazy at her. But yeah.
I mean, I don't know how much he's paying her, but I mean,
I
assume as soon as that payment is not good enough.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, first of all, I think we are all clear that these people have no values or whatsoever, right? And Cenk is just, I don't know, unless do you think this is potentially all scripted?
No, not at all. No? And especially because they're so used to just kind of like arguing with each other and all this, and let's watch a bit.
Yeah. Towards the end, it gets fiery. In the beginning, they pretty much agree.
Calling for the genocide of Jews is unacceptable and we will investigate it. She specifically wanted to focus on when that rhetoric crosses over into actual harassment. And look, I would have preferred for her to be a lot clearer. There was a lot of legalese used in the way that these university presidents answered that question, and it did not bode well for them. And that's what led to calls for their resignation. And I want to also be clear that there is no evidence of students chanting about genociding Jewish people. There have been chants featuring them saying, before I...
Distraction.
I'll go way further.
Switched over to MAGA when she saw Trump's
But the claim was amplified by Bill A. Ackman or Ackman.
Hatchet jobs.
It is a hatchet job.
Horse crap.
It's all
I'm going to explain why this is all garbage. A burning pile of total garbage. Go ahead.
Okay, but let me also say this, okay? It's clearly politically motivated, okay? The hatchet job is clear to me as well. But if there are specific, and hold on, Jake, listen to me for a second. If there are substantial examples of her engaging in plagiarism, it is a problem if she's the president of a university.
Yeah, I'll explain later. Just get through the BS first.
Okay, no, you go ahead, Jake. Go ahead and
it's garbage. It's garbage. Okay,
go ahead.
So guys, here's what happens. Okay, once someone sticks their neck out and challenges the powerful, they then dig into their lives and they go, okay, we got to find some transgression so we can invent a scandal. And they'll get some hack like Rufo and some rando at a rando place like Washington Free Beacon and a Substack account, okay, whatever the hell that is, okay? And they'll say, okay, this is just serious charges. And they'll repeat words like plagiarism 100 times. And all the headlines will say plagiarism. And then when you look into it, what did Harvard conclude? 4 inadequate citations. Jaywalking is a significantly higher crime. Okay, that when the best you got is 4 inadequate citations, basically you're saying we dug and dug and dug to try to bury her and find one thing wrong in her life, but we couldn't do it. We couldn't do it. So we got something where she left out quote marks, but put the citation in. We got a thing where she joined with another author. We got a thing where she quoted her own advisor. Sometimes in cases like this, because whenever they go after academics, their #1 hatchet job is plagiarism. Why plagiarism? Because it sounds so bad, right? And the average person doesn't understand plagiarism at all. And so they go, inadequate citations. And it makes it sound like, wow. It's nonsense.
Does it make it sound?
So sometimes on plagiarism charges, they'll say, when you look into the details, she quoted herself but didn't cite it. Oh, come on, guys, come on. So this is what I call needle in a haystack. So are they trying to represent the totality of her career, the haystack, or are they trying to find a needle in that haystack, pull it out and go, look at this needle, that's what she's about, that one time that she got a cite.
I'm pretty sure he's mixing up 2 analogies in English right now. Expression, I swear to God, there is a needle in a haystack is something hard to find.
Yeah.
Right? And then there is that thing, making hay out of nothing, it's something with hay again, but making a mountain out of a mole type situation, I think he's mixing his metaphors there.
Yeah, I don't know, honestly.
But he's gonna lose it at Ana in a bit.
Yeah, no, they're about to. But I mean, I agree with him. I mean, the plagiarism thing, whether it's both within universities and also outside of universities, it's like weaponized and used to such a stupid extent in a way. Of course, if someone's a, serial plagiarist or like does it regularly and in so many ways, yeah. But I mean, otherwise, if you're gonna go to that level.
Yeah, definitely.
Fire her. And who's Bill Ackman? Bill Ackman is one of the worst people in the country. He's a hedge fund manager who bribes, campaign contributions to politicians, buys them off left and right, gives a ton of money to his alma mater. And when he heard this, he's like, oh, no criticism of Israel ever, fire her. I mean, I'm worried about an inadequate citation from 1987. So I'm really concerned about her academic situation. Guys, when they find something this minor, that means, oh my God, she was squeaky clean. Oh, she led an immaculate life. I challenge any of you to go through this kind of process and have them come up with only 4 inadequate citations. That means you're pretty much an angel. So this is nothing but a hatchet job. It has 0 validity.
So Cenk, the reason why I get frustrated with you is because you're itching to engage in your rant so desperately that you don't even give me an opportunity to lay out all the facts before you engage in your rant, in which you undermine and minimize the evidence that I'm gonna show that shows that it's more than just the lack of citations 4 separate times.
Yeah, I'm not gonna engage in their hatchet jobs.
Look, listen.
No, that has no validity.
Okay, all right, fine, it has no validity. If your take is I don't care if she engaged in any plagiarism because this is politically motivated, then just say it. But my point is, even though I believe it is politically motivated that they're going after her, if there are substantial examples of her engaging in plagiarism at a university where students get expelled when they engage in plagiarism, it's a problem.
But they already did the analysis, Anna. So now we're going to do a double analysis on some jackass substacker who's
Okay, if the crime is hypocrisy, which the way Anna framed it here, now I'm all for it. Take this woman down right now. No, Anna made a good point. She's a hypocrite. No, murderer.
No, I mean,
she's right. I would have just led with that. Hypocrite. Okay, that sentence.
I don't know. Who do you think is the like Harvard president? Do you think somebody with like impeccable morality is gonna get? At any rate, it's so. Anyway, do you think he's gonna fire her or she's gonna leave? Or
I thought she already had. So. Or was that the Pittsburgh one?
No, leave Cenk, Ana.
Oh, okay, we're back to Ana, back to TYT. Yeah, I mean, sometimes I think about it. No, I don't think she'll leave by being annoyed from Cenk or not. So yeah, as long as Cenk can give her a good,
salary,
enough money, and still TYT stuff do $500,000 thing, she'll stay. But otherwise, I think she could go looking for something else. But also, something else is not that easy. It's not like there are that many things here. But
I am surprised one of the conservatives can grab her, and she's gonna be the lefty that they shat on, or that's around their network or something.
Yeah, no, exactly. So,
but yeah, I mean, But let's pray that this dynamic duo are not separated. And
I mean, they are TYT now. TYT now is literally Ana and still Cenk.
Yeah, I mean, it was beginning them to as well. For a while, they tried to do something else. It just didn't succeed. Goddamn. They are the worst, though. I mean,
and
I
of
would
course,
say
this guy,
Johnny Idaho,
Johnny's still around, and then of course there's like the one random guest who does a few shows.
They don't bring as many. They don't have.
Yeah, because now it's not that they stop coming. Then it like backfires in the sense that they become enemies 2 weeks later. And like they're like,
and their channel views goes down.
Oh yeah, it's a lot of them actually. Although Cenk is running for president, he's putting out more videos than ever.
Yeah. No, he's
man, running for president is no longer like something to just be proud of. You tell someone, they're like, so what? I know 4 people running for president. Not impressive.
One of them actually won the last president. Well, you were running. You were supposed to run as well.
I was gonna run.
Yeah, are you still in there? What's going on?
I might still run. I'll ask Cenk if there's still time. No, for my strategy, I come
Your
in
strategy doesn't
3
need
months
like deadline. They don't matter.
Yeah, my strategy.
Remember, Chayan, we are tapping to that crucial demographic of non-American non-voters. They are crucial.
They'll make or break us.
Yeah. Again, I refer you to American constitutions. It says all men are born equal. Kanyar is equal, so I feel like that's
Sam, there's precedent, okay? There's this case in Tennessee, okay, where this man stole an apple and he was in charge.
Call Alan Dershowitz. Call Alan Dershowitz. I swear to God, we have a case, Camille.
True, he should get into. If there's one person I believe who might be able to help Cenk out,
rescue Cenk. Call Alan. He's amazing.
Unfortunately, they're really on the opposite side of the spectrum when it comes to Israel-Palestine.
He's that's sadly, I hope they can come together on this issue. But I think Cenk is doing like, you know what, like when you sleep with someone and you say it's serious, but then like the next day or something. I think that's what his strategy of dumping his presidential election is in like 3 months. What presidential election? There
Yeah.
was never
No,
president.
they just
I never
die
wanted
out.
to
You
run.
never
Yeah.
even have to
Yeah.
face the reality because like,
Exactly. It's
it
just
just like
I was,
fades.
yeah, one time
like
I
a,
said something, I was drunk, I don't know. But
it's just like a candle. It just like, you know, eventually it just goes out.
just let it fizzle out on its own. Because he's not even bringing it up anymore. He's
Yeah.
like,
Yeah, it's more...
yeah, I said something. It was nice while it lasted.
Strategies, things, docs, you know, we spoke, place, fire. And just like say like 10 or 15 random words after
president,
that.
candidate,
The
Cornel.
fight continues.
Wolfpack, woof, woof. Woof. Just make some random noise. Yeah.
But man,
yeah.
whenever someone's dumping on someone, it's always fun. So here it's Cenk dumping on this piece of shit.
The Fetterman, yeah,
So
because
this
he's gone
is
full
equally
Israeli.
fun, yeah. John Fetterman is telling everyone how he's not a progressive. He rejects us and is now calling Harvard pinko. What the fuck? This is why people lose hope because of frauds. Yeah. And like, can anybody accuse anybody of a fraud? They're really into that kind of topic. This is why people lose hope because of frauds like Fetterman. You work hard to get a progressive elected and they turn into Republicans. Okay.
Again,
let's just focus on this sentence. This is a good one. He was a fraud.
I like to add just that Fetterman is awful, pro-Israeli, blah, blah. We hated him from day one and all that. But I would also add that this is why people lose hope because of frauds. Like I'm pretty sure people have been caught up on this thing. Like for the last, I don't know if you've seen a movie from 90s. Like yeah. Like politician guys, let's get out of here. Let's get politician.
Yeah.
Like again, this nonsense that before AOC or Bernie.
Yeah. Maybe for
Bernie
you. No, because every year we're dealing with new people who learn
yeah,
new
exactly.
things.
Maybe yeah.
It's just like how COVID woke up so many people. They're like, okay, guys, we found out there's a political system.
Did you
with
know?
Authorities. Yes, authorities, yes. Not police, other ones. They don't wear uniforms, but they're authorities.
Guys, did you know they check the food in restaurants to see if there is a... Did you know there's something called a health code? It's just, yeah, I mean, Fetterman was a joke from the beginning.
Yeah.
Like, what a fucking... Anyways, but... did you go on X for this, or how did you come across this?
I clicked on Twitter for some reason, just like that. I'm traveling, so I mean, you know, you run out of things to click on your phone. After a while, I literally just clicked on it that once, you know, compared to like Instagram or YouTube, because I mean, it's so shit. He literally went and bought the shittiest platform, and then he says that it's
he made it worse as well, I feel.
Made it worse, and then he says, I love his thing. It's the town square. Even if you believed in the town square concept, you didn't even buy the biggest town square. Like you went and bought the smallest one that has no one on it.
That no, I mean, let's say it's a political town square, whatever the fuck they want to talk about. But besides that, it seems like you've bombed the shit out of the town square. It's like it's town square of Fallujah at this moment. From what I hear, it's like
no. I mean, I still companies rebrand and like you see something and you're like, this is not that cool, and then after a while you forget about it. But whenever I see the X logo, I still can't take it like seriously. I'm like, okay, like when I look at it,
genuinely,
I'm like, I expect something else. Like, I'm like, okay, I click on it. Okay, now there's a cool video game. there's like Doomsday or something that's gonna open on my phone. But no, it's like the Twitter app.
Man, I mean, the X thing is just so surprising to me because that he didn't walk that back off. It's genuinely like going to 1995 and asking a kid, what would you call your company name that is so cool? And he's like, X, because X means being on edge and edgy. So bad.
Honestly, like
so bad.
Names are very important, of course, and the meaning and message to convey. But like when you're something as big as Twitter, if you just change to anything else but X, I think eventually it would have picked up. But he just picked one thing that is like, okay, so Twitter, you could say Twitter like that and you go tweet, and now you've picked X, and it just makes it awkward anytime you think about it. It's just
Because he
an
wants
easy
to.
thing to say or do.
Well, he wants to make it the X, the X factor, the X thing that nobody knows what it is, but if you have it, he's trying to,
I don't
again,
know.
a
I think no,
callback
I
to
don't think so. Honestly, he just has an obsession
2000s.
with X. He
I
wants
think
to
that's
excite the
why, though,
X app
because
with everything. He named his kid X.
I think because he thinks X is like this unknown element or some shit.
Oh,
Like, I
really?
don't
I
know.
just thought X was kind of cool in the early 2000s for some letter, just like
Yeah, I think,
So I
well,
thought he just got it from then. He was like, "Yo, X."
no, you're right. You're right. Probably got it from there, but I think this X, X always representing the, X factor, X blah. Maybe that's another thing. I don't know. I'm just guessing now. But
Who
yeah,
knows?
to be honest, on Twitter, I'm definitely deleting because I realized I never go, and it's just the account is just sitting. It's never been like used for anything except a couple of
No.
times for our show. To be honest, that's it.
No. I mean, no, exactly. Yeah, I go on to. I mean, it's the
It's just
stupidest
another
shit.
like route for hackers to reach me or something. Like there is nothing valuable about it.
It's
Like in
only
terms of
valuable literally for like a certain number of people in a certain profession. At best, I would argue it's like a
fair
professional
enough.
tool. For like, yeah, if you're Cenk Uygur, you're gonna be on Twitter. Yeah, it
Even
makes
those
complete
guys, man,
sense.
I feel like you can get everything within
No,
30
yeah,
minutes
yeah.
if you
No,
wait on
but those are
YouTube
like
or
the
Instagram.
only things where like people write and actually people still for some reason have a habit of going and checking out. It's like the only place where there's like an audience. If not, there's like nothing. But yeah.
Fair enough.
All
Yeah.
right. Okay. Should we wrap it up?
Yeah, let's do that.
All right. It was a good one. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe, and we'll see you in our next video. Thank you.